Welcome to the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Presented by Storm Bowling. Brought to you by Coolwick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18. And by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy. By Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management. By TD Transportation. And by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities. Ballard versus the Big C and Make-A-Wish, Utah. Now, live from Nutmeg Bowl in Fairfield, Connecticut, this is the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Welcome to the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Presented by Storm Bowling. Brought to you by Coolwick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18. And by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy. By Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management. By TD Transportation. And by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities. Ballard versus the Big C and Make-A-Wish, Utah. Now, live from Nutmeg Bowl in Fairfield, Connecticut, this is the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Welcome to the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Presented by Storm Bowling. Brought to you by Coolwick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18. And by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy. By Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management. By TD Transportation. And by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities. Ballard versus the Big C and Make-A-Wish, Utah. Now, live from Nutmeg Bowl in Fairfield, Connecticut, this is the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Welcome to the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Presented by Storm Bowling. Brought to you by Coolwick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18. And by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy. By Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management. By TD Transportation. And by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities. Ballard versus the Big C and Make-A-Wish, Utah. Now, live from Nutmeg Bowl in Fairfield, Connecticut, this is the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Welcome to the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Presented by Storm Bowling. Brought to you by Coolwick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18. And by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy. By Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management. By TD Transportation. And by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities. Ballard versus the Big C and Make-A-Wish, Utah. Now, live from Nutmeg Bowl in Fairfield, Connecticut, this is the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Welcome to the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Presented by Storm Bowling. Brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18. And by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy. By Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management. By TD Transportation. And by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities. Ballard versus the Big C and Make-A-Wish, Utah. Now, live from Nutmeg Bowl in Fairfield, Connecticut, this is the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Welcome to the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Presented by Storm Bowling. Brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18. And by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy. By Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management. By TD Transportation. And by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities. Ballard versus the Big C and Make-A-Wish, Utah. Now, live from Nutmeg Bowl in Fairfield, Connecticut, this is the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Welcome to the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Presented by Storm Bowling. Brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18. And by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy. By Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management. By TD Transportation. And by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities. Ballard versus the Big C and Make-A-Wish, Utah. Now, live from Nutmeg Bowl in Fairfield, Connecticut, this is the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Welcome to the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Presented by Storm Bowling. Brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18. And by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy. By Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management. By TD Transportation. And by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities. Ballard versus the Big C and Make-A-Wish, Utah. Now, live from Nutmeg Bowl in Fairfield, Connecticut, this is the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Welcome to the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Presented by Storm Bowling. Brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18. And by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy. By Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management. By TD Transportation. And by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities. Ballard versus the Big C and Make-A-Wish, Utah. Now, live from Nutmeg Bowl in Fairfield, Connecticut, this is the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Welcome to the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Presented by Storm Bowling. Brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships by PBA
Good
Junior.
morning, Storm Nation. Welcome to the 2026 SYC Connecticut. We're live from Nutmeg Bowl in Fairfield, Connecticut. Of course, another host of this event is Buddy's Pro Shop, which is inside of Nutmeg. And I'm Blair, and this is Mike. And we're going to be calling some action.
Yep, watching some bowling this morning. Tell you what's going on, give you a breakdown of what they're bowling on. We're going to watch some of the best young talent in the United States play this morning.
Yeah, and I just flipped the camera so you can see some bowling. They just wrapped up practice. You'll hear the final announcements going on. Some nice reminders. This is a very interesting settee area. There is plenty of space. It's just unique.
Unique.
Yeah.
The setup is unique. This is one of the older bowling centers in the country, so when they were designed for bowlers carrying one ball that fit under their chair. So
it's a little different nowadays.
Yep. Concourses are a little smaller. But it's okay.
All right, Mike. We are bowling on the short pattern this weekend. I think it's right in front of you. Why don't you share what the kids are tackling?
So our short pattern is 39 feet. The ratio is 3.39 to 1, which is a relatively tough ratio. The volume of the pattern is 28.6, which is on the high side of medium. So we affectionately call this a schmedium pattern. The forward oil and the reverse oil are almost the same. The area of play, now the rule of thumb on a lot of short patterns is you play way out to the outside edges of the lane. But the way the pattern is constructed, it's constructed in a little more around second arrow, around 8 and 9 board. So you'll see players playing more, swinging the ball a little bit and playing more between the second arrow and the first arrow out to the edge. We are on AMF HPL surface, which is a slightly softer surface. So you should see some pretty good action today. The hardest part of this pattern is the middle part of the lane is absolutely flat. So if bowlers move anything toward the middle or try to roll their ball around the middle part of the lane, there really isn't any reaction in the middle part of the lane. So it should be an interesting pattern. I'd say medium to high scoring. Yeah, good luck to everybody. Make your spares.
All right, and I am going to run through the names of the bowlers who are joining us here, and I apologize in advance if I butcher any names. I'll go back and try to correct them if they filled out some bios. But we're starting on 37. That is Garrett Arnold, who's up. He's a graduating senior. We've got lots of graduating seniors in the field. This is their last event of their youth career. So Garrett Arnold is one of those. We've got Maxwell Benware. Also on this pair, we'll have Talon Bernier, Cameron Bennett, Jaden Ing, and Alex Crowley. And then to the right, which you also can see, we'll have Jameer Campbell, Mel Sim, Steven Iancello, Cameron Morton, Eli Ankner, and Jake Lau. So those are the bowlers we are watching. We are stationary in the bowling center. The bowlers will move throughout. So if you're looking for a specific bowler, hopefully they'll make it to the live stream pair in this block, or they'll make it in the next two. So hang tight with us as we watch all of these players compete.
Nice shot there by Cam Bennett.
He's from your area. He did fill out a bio. He bowls at the lanes at Fort Meade. You know a thing or two about those.
Yep.
16 years old. One bowling achievement he's really proud of is he won the SYC U15 Super Slam title a couple years ago. He likes to surf. He also makes dinner for his mom and dad very often. He's a good cook. Wants to say hello to his Gammy and Mr. 900, Rich Jerome.
Yep, Cam lives on the north side of the Baltimore, Washington area. Fort Meade's kind of in the middle between Baltimore and Washington. So our developmental leagues are at my center at Fort Meade on the base and at Greenway Bowl. But he also spends a good bit of time practicing up at Perry Hall. That's where Mr. Rich Jerome and a bunch of the other folks who work with bowlers on the north side of town are doing. But he's doing really well.
So that double there was by that strike was by Garrett, who we mentioned earlier. He's from Clay, New York. Bowls at Lakeview Lanes. He's 17 years old. He clutched the NY shootout to make it to states and play 7th overall. He had a couple of bad games, which made him qualify last for 2 rounds, and he ended up taking 4th out of 6 bowlers.
Nice.
He was the highest scorer in his division for the New York State tournament, which is super cool. He loves math and science. He wants to, he's going to college to become a mechanical engineer, and he is set to earn his master's degree in mechatronics and mechanical systems.
Okay.
So he wants to say hello to everyone watching the live stream. He really appreciates the love and support that everyone shows the bowlers at the SYC. And thank you all for keeping up with everything going on at the tournament.
There you go.
And I believe he's going to RIT. I'm pretty sure.
I think so.
Yeah.
Really nice shot from Mr. Cam Bennett.
Got Max here. He's from Keysville. He bowls at Rev Rates. He's not giving me a... I'm assuming Keysville is in New Jersey? Because he also mentioned Bones Training Center at one point.
Okay.
He's 16 years old. His favorite... The thing he's most proud of in bowling is that he can throw the ball almost every single way. I love that.
Well, that's a big thing today, especially two-handed. All the top two-handed bowlers have learned to throw it back up, per se, versus just the natural direction. So.
Oh, Keysville, I apologize. Keysville's in New York. Looks upstate. Sorry, folks. I'm not a Northeast city. Max also likes to go snowboarding. And he wants to say hello to Grandpa, Nana, Grandma, Ellie, and the cats.
Very nice.
Gotta remember the cats.
Gotta love the cats.
Yeah. Good shot there.
Yep.
I really like when some of the teenage boys, when they actually do fill out their bio, they fill it out with humor. Like,
Yes.
I was just looking for Alex Crowley's bio, and we have a question that says if you have a unique name, help us pronounce it.
Mm-hmm.
Alex wrote Alex, pronounced Alex.
Okay.
Thank you, Alex. And Alex is stepping up on 38. His grandparents are watching this weekend. He's from Whitefish, Montana, 16 years old. He won the 2024 Junior Ring in 10 Championship, which is a huge tournament out west. He hasn't missed an SYC this year. He's been bowling all of them.
Very nice.
He hopes to win the SYC Connecticut 2026. He likes fishing, jiu-jitsu, and skiing. And he would like to say hi to his mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, Uncle Dave, Aunt Sue, birds, Choi Choi, and Echo, dogs, Benny and Jasper, Ron Hatfield, Rhino Page, Tim Corbett, Mike Hillman, Mike Jasnow,
Nice.
Ron Hoppy, Curtis Woods, Tyler Griswold, Jaden Merrill, and my Uncle Chemo.
Very nice.
He covered everyone.
He did.
Except Gary Holzenberg.
That's
So
true.
hi to Gary Holzenberg.
Hi, Gary Holzenberg. But if you've ever been to Whitefish, Montana, Kalispell, Glacier National Park, beautiful part of the country, suggest you plan a vacation.
Beautiful part of the country. Very close to Glacier National Park.
Yep. Glacier National Park is awesome. Although if you want to take the Road to the Sun Highway, that's only really available July through August. Then the glacier takes back over part of the park. So it's amazing nature out there. Well, the initial scoring pace, at least on these pairs, pretty good.
Which is great for the short pattern.
Yes, usually short pattern turns into struggle bus, but
We have a relatively recent bio for Tay. Actually, no, it's a year old, but he's from New Britain, Connecticut. Bowls at Bowlerama. He loves hanging out with his best friends, and he met them all while bowling.
nice.
And I bet he still wants to say hello to grandparents. So, good shot. Very interesting jersey Tay's
Yeah, I like
got.
his jersey.
Yeah. Shot by Jaden. That ball just ran away from him, though.
Yeah, that got it in a little, and if you do that on this pattern, the outcome is not going to be good.
Yeah, you were talking earlier, just your observation from practice is these lane panels hook, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
These are AMF HPLs, and they do get a decent amount of lineage, so they are a softer surface, and there should be a little more hook.
Do you think that's an Ion Pro Solid, Gerritsen, or a
I
concept?
thought that was a concept. I did a rack check earlier before we started practice. There are a lot of concepts
Yeah.
that are on the rack.
I would bet it's
That
it's
is
a
a concept.
concept. Yep.
And one of the advantages of the concept is it's a reactive ball, but it doesn't hook like a reactive ball. It's kind of that perfect gap between reactive and urethane. You can swing it a little bit. It allows you to still go, left or right if you're a right-hander inside of a small zone, and then it still rolls really well. It's what I call a cover-dominant ball. The cover stock is the main feature of the concept, and the smoother you roll it, the better it hits. But it's a great ball for shorter, flatter patterns. It sees a lot of use at the USBC Open Championships this year. Team that just took the lead last night with over 3,400. There were two concepts at least going down the lane from the video I saw. So.
Yeah, and I think we followed the PBA Junior rule for play this year, which is the 78 hardness rule. So also the kids are gearing up for Junior Gold, biggest youth tournament of the year, and there will be some restrictions in the finals of Junior Gold, I believe, or the cut, So I think they're all getting ready, getting their arsenals. This is the crunch time for arsenal building, right?
Yep.
You're really getting down to it.
Yeah, the kids I work with, once you hit, mid-May, end of May, you're done really trying to fix grip issues, unless there's something,
Massive
wrong.
Growth spurts.
And you're working now on just putting the, 4, 6, 5, 8 balls together that will give you the best arsenal. This year with the Junior Gold rules, where after the first 2 rounds you throw out the urethane, you have to build a whole another ball card for the second half of the tournament. So we're working on trying to teach the bowlers what their progressions are and what surfaces work on what bowling balls. But yeah, we follow the 78 rule. But a lot of the smart bowlers are basically setting up their arsenals like it's Junior Gold already. So.
I'm going to do, we finished all the bios on this pair. I'm going to see if there's any from the pair to the right, 39 and 40. I know we got MJ up there. He's from Queens Village, New York. 16 years old. Might be older. June 19, 2025. I don't know when his birthday is. He likes to cook. And he's a great, solid player. He and Cameron Bennett and Alex Crawley all are members of the Storm junior team. Shout out to that group. Those players. We get a lot of questions about, staff and youth staff, and the way to the path is first to join the free evolution program, which is on stormbowling.com. You get an email every month on the first of the month. We have a Zoom call where we bring some players in, and then from there, if you're really getting involved in school, great academics, have some, you're giving back throughout charitable giving or volunteering, and then you're just growing in the sport and you have aspirations to be a professional bowler, that then you can send in a resume and, let us know that you're interested in being on staff. But that first step is the evolution program. That's the first step. I got distracted because John McCarthy III is in the chat. Hello, John.
Hey.
Sorry I missed you last month. Sorry we didn't get to showcase your beautiful bowling center, but I heard that it was a great event, as usual.
That was awesome.
And he asked how many youth bowlers we have this weekend.
168, I believe, is the number for this weekend.
Full field.
Full field.
Yeah, we had a waiting list. We got some people in on the last week, but there weren't a lot of a miracle. There weren't a lot of travel issues. We didn't have a lot of.
Nope.
There were a lot of travel issues, but somehow the kids got here and made it here. So lucky there.
Yep.
I think we had, what did we say, 25 states and 40 new bowlers.
25 states, 40 or 41 new bowlers, which is awesome. Nice seeing the new families. This level of competition is quite high. We once again on the evolution program, we are not running the evolution program like it's a Storm program. Our colors are purple and gold.
Right.
We don't have any bias toward any manufacturer. This is about youth development. It's about actually teaching parents as well, because as parents you are involved in the evolution. You get the emails also. You see everything that are being offered to the youth bowlers. So it's a great chance for both the youth bowler and the parents to develop their game. We had a seminar yesterday. Mike Magellan from Turbo did a seminar yesterday about bowling and coaching and being a parent at the same time, which is sometimes a hard task to balance coach and parent. But one of the things that we've noticed over the last 5 or 6 years is that we have a lot of bowlers whose parents are not bowlers. So a lot of times we're teaching the parents as right along with the youth bowlers. So that's the evolution program does that. We explain terms. We help them with their development of their social media. It's really a neat program that covers the gamut of, just bowling in general.
Yeah, it's a really fun activity that we get to do at Storm. None of you volunteer and write some articles, and Leanne writes some articles. Kelly Kulik, of course, Hall of Famer, PWBA Hall of Famer, USPC Hall of Famer. She'll write some articles every month. Coach Kelly, as we call her.
Yep.
But it's a really fun activity and a really great way for kids. We know that sometimes it's hard to find coaches in the area that you're at. I mean, coaching is improved dramatically, and there's lots of people that are interested in learning about the sport and getting certified. But we hear from parents that sometimes when you're in some of those rural areas, you don't have access to coaching. So that's another reason the program was created, because it is a gateway into, I can learn this, and then maybe you can talk to a coach in the area or even find a coach that you didn't know existed. A lot of the coaches are now doing virtual lessons, which is amazing. The one thing that came out of COVID that was good was everyone's ability to use Zoom, and everyone was forced to really learn the virtual way.
New technology.
Yeah, we all got arm twisted into it. Max backs it up there.
Very nice.
You know, it's fun. These kids are. I forget whose bio we just read that said, was it Max? Yeah, Max said he can throw it pretty much every way.
Every way.
And proves it. But I was talking to some of the bowlers yesterday because the long pattern, we were talking about it on the way here, it really did kind of hook.
Mm-hmm.
And so some of the players, Joss Weems was talking to me, is like, I might end up throwing a backup ball on this pattern, which is really fun to see these kids learn. The pros started it. Anthony Simonson, of course, started throwing some backup balls on TV. These kids now practice it, and sometimes you see them just reversing it.
Yep.
And well done. Not just an attempt.
Yeah, we've actually had on the short pattern, we've given gold medals to bowlers who have backed it up for 5 games just because their ball reaction was better throwing it as a backup. There's some release differences throwing it forward versus backup that sometimes match a pattern even better. So why not have that in your toolkit if you can use it? But it's a whole new world, especially rolling with two-handed. There are so many more variables that are available to a player. You know, those of us who bowl with our thumb in the ball still have little tricks we can do with our release, but with the two-handed bowlers, it's a different world. And then you've seen this year on the PBA Tour, a lot of young bowlers and a lot of young two-handers won titles this year. And the question is, where did they come from? And the answer is, you know, they came out of like SYC. We've had, you know,
a lot this year. Alex Horgan was an SYC champion. Spencer Robarge, of course, was one of our all-time title winners. It was really funny because the Alex Horton champions photo had Caitlin Abagania, who has won titles and is at BNB. I think Sapphire was in it. And Alex and Spencer. And it was just really cool to see, like, all those kids have moved on to a bright career that we think will be long term for sure. So it's very cool. So these kids, like, you never know. I mean, these kids were talking about making friends and, you know, whether they decide to bowl on tour or whether they don't. I was actually talking to MJ's dad yesterday. We were talking about college bowling because he bowled in college and he bowled on a team with Meg Figian. And so it's really fun for him now to go with MJ to tournaments, and sometimes he'll see some of the bowlers he bowled against in the industry, like Nathan Bohr, who he competed against and he was friends with, and Nathan is of course a tour rep for Storm. So MJ went and bowled team trials, and he was chatting with Nathan, who's his college buddy. Like, kids, you just don't know when this stuff comes back around. So it's really fun.
Yeah, I bowled collegiately as well, and some of the guys I competed against are regional sales managers for Storm and work for other companies in the industry, and it's a relatively small industry too. So it's kind of neat to catch up with those folks. But yeah, the other thing we were discussing was, you know, is there a changing of the guard on the PBA Tour with all these younger players? And one of the things I noticed in it, I do scorekeeping here when I'm not in the live stream, and I'm down in the bowlers area, so I get to watch up close. And the one advantage of the two-handed is also that there's really not a way to squeeze it at the bottom of the swing like we do trying to get our thumbs out of the ball. So two-handed bowlers are way more full send. It comes off their hand better. The other thing is, because of smart money and because of tournaments like the SYC, these bowlers have a lot more experience at a much earlier age. So they were bowling for hundreds of dollars in scholarship money at the age of 12.
Yeah.
Whereas back in the day, a lot of guys, if they hadn't bowled in the regional program, but the first time they're on TV for a title might be at the highest level of bowling, which is the PBA Tour. And now these guys are comfortable with bowling for a decent prize.
100%. Shout out to Jake Lau up there. He's
Yes.
having a really solid game.
Yep.
Let's see who the D bowler is. He's also having a good game over there. D is Cameron Morton. We'll give you a score update as they're nearing the 9th frame.
Well, we got 269 pace, 240 pace, 250 pace.
Yeah, you were right. The scores are not low.
No.
Now, of course, we only can see one part of the bowling
Well,
center.
I don't want to jinx it, but usually the live stream pairs are.
Shush. Don't even finish that sentence. Shush. It's much more entertaining when they're striking.
Yes,
the
it
kids
is.
would agree too.
Totally. It's Black Cloud is
Yeah.
sometimes real. And it's kind of cool that, you're on the live stream and you're throwing strikes. So
I just really like that someone left so the kids have told me the squishy toys
Yes.
are all in. The Nidos, we saw the squishy butter, like there's all kinds of squishies. Someone left a peanut.
Squishy peanut.
A squishy peanut in the live stream. Now, does that mean we're the peanut gallery?
Yes, we are.
Was someone trying to tell us something? But it's a very fun squishy. I will be squishing this peanut
But
all
we
day
have
long.
a mascot for the booth now.
Yes.
It is the Squishy Peanut.
Yeah, we should name him. If you have a name idea in the chat, or kids, if you're walking through, what should we name our random SYC
Squishy Peanut.
squishy peanut? But I'm telling you, these squishy things, and they're good little fidget toys. If you have a youth bowler who can't focus their mind, I think the first person that told me about Nidos was Kyle Troop.
Okay.
He had a Nido. He had added a Nido to his arsenal because he used to do Sudoku.
Right.
He always is trying to find things, and
Reading
he
his
just
book. Yeah.
needed something, and he told me about Nidos. Goodman is in the chat, and he says, "Seems like the new youth bowlers are fearless and ready for the limelights." They are. That is true. That is factual. It's because they come out here and they really are fearless. That's a good way to say it.
Lots of great bowling, lots of great competition. We had a discussion yesterday in the coaching parent session about YouTube, and there are a number of bowlers who got the idea and some of their technique from watching YouTube, and then they go to a qualified coach to learn some of the other parts, like balance at the foul line, how to shoot spares. But the two-handed game from a couple of these bowlers were literally learned online. I mean, this is the YouTube generation, so
Totally.
it's a way to get it started.
We got a shout out from Victor Quintero. Of course,
Hey.
Mateo not bowling this weekend. We're missing him. Hello, Victor. Alex is throwing pins around, and he looks like he's gained so much ball speed since the last time I've seen him.
It's a bit taller and a little bit stronger.
Shot by
Nice
Cam.
shot, Cam. 240 possible. Let's see, 260 possible, 240 possible, 240 possible.
I like this bay.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh, Max.
Oops. That was second ball in the 10th, so 253.
It does look like if you get it, there is that like hold spot.
Yep. Just got to get the angles right. If you get the angles right, the ball just kind of sits in the pocket. Ooh.
You know what'll be sad to me if someone comes up and claims their peanut, like they accidentally sat it down. Sorry guys, you've lost your squishy
peanut. Nope.
squishy toy. To
Peanut
the
has
live
been
stream booth.
claimed by the live stream booth.
Yeah. Do not set a toy in the live stream booth. It will be used.
Nice shot there by Tay. Once again on pace for 269. 252 for Mr. Morton.
April Watts in the chat. Hello, April.
Hey, April.
Shouting out to Cam Bennett. 252.
252.
It's like a mystery score over there.
Shout out to April's son, Aiden, who's on our Storm Youth group. Aiden is actually studying to be a meteorologist and does YouTube videos. He's a storm chaser, literally.
April, I'm worried about him. I've seen Twister.
But one of the things that we're looking into is working with Aiden a little bit to try to show something in regards to some of his storm chasing, because it works perfectly with
Storm. Yeah,
Storm.
That would be cool.
But yes, he's going to college in the Chicago area, Rock Valley, and he's been storm chasing through Iowa and Illinois, and he's in the right part of the country.
He is. Yeah, he definitely is. April says I worry about him too. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. See his videos. I'm like, Aiden.
Yep. Okay, Eli on lane 39, 214.
Alex Crawley here. He's doing a little fill ball. See what else he has. He had an inopportune air, misspare there. Split.
And then the first one on the 10th was a fast 8 on a really nice hit.
So he's close.
Ball change.
That looked good.
Pretty good, too.
Yeah.
Definitely got some ball speed and some power going on. Okay, we got a one hit for 240 coming up here on lane 38. Garrett, nice. We are seeing scoring.
So I don't think we've mentioned it, but like always, we will take a short break after each game. The bowlers will be moving throughout, and we will be back when the new bowlers have reached the pair.
But one thing I wanted to mention before we leave this game is you can follow the scores at home on Bowmetrics.
Oh, that's right.
BOWLMETRIX.
Drop that in the chat.
We update. We literally go lane to lane and update automatically. Instant uploads by age and by the age groups and divisions. So if you want to keep track of your favorite bowler and see how the tournament's going, Bowmetrics is the site. And there's going to be a 250 off to the side here on lane 35.
Well, he had a 242 on this pair, 258.
Yep.
That was, let's see.
Garrett?
Yep, Garrett had 242 and Tay had 258.
Mr. Lau over on 39 is going to do a test shot in the 10th, but he can shoot 238.
We also on that pair had Steven Onicello, 224. Just some great bowling. Watch Cam finish out his game here.
Shot there, 238. 256 over on the pair to our left.
Oh, man. 210 for Cam.
210 the hard way.
All right, we're going to take a really short break because I see the bowlers already in the area. So we will be right back. I think we might have Chris Prather joining us, and we'll see you soon.
Okay.
right, we are back. I believe Chris Prather is going to be joining us. We'll introduce the bowlers that have just joined us on the live stream pair. We've got Gabe Solomon on 38, Robert Kisk, Jonathan Durant, Ian Honscheid, Charlie Windemeyer, and Liam Scheid. On 39 and 40, we're watching Lorenzo Suckrum, Jacob Fox, Benjamin Linares, Gavin Brood, Hayden Smekier, and Liam Zamora. And I think I pronounced Hayden's name wrong. Let me go see if we have a bio for Hayden. We don't have an updated bio for Hayden. But he is from Plainfield, Indiana, bowls at Royal Pin Western Bowl. He was 14 years old. He is not 14 years old anymore. He's a little bit older than that. He does collect sports cards, though. Ben Linares here. He's from Buffalo Lanes North. He's on 39. He's 16 years old. This April, he got his first sanctioned 300 at the Pepsi Finals. He won the championships. Then this month, he bowled 822 at the CAU SBC Youth and won the championship title at the CAU SBC Youth Bowler of the Year tournament. He loves ramen, which his jersey today is ramen, so very appropriate. He loves making ramen dishes at home and wants to say hello to his dad and sister Maddie. Jonathan here is from Connecticut. He is local. Gabe Solomon is from South Orange, New Jersey. Bowls at Bolero, North Brunswick. He loves reading manga. Wants to say hello to his mom and family at home. So again, the bowlers are bowling 5 games on the short pattern today. We got Ian Honscheid. He's from Emus, Pennsylvania. Bowls at the New Jordan Lanes in Whitehall, Pennsylvania, 17 years old. He won the all-event stat Pennsylvania Youth Open. Likes to collect sneakers and wants to say hello to Grandma. I am joined in the booth by Leanne Holstenberg, Hall of Famer, tournament director. Leanne, what fun facts do you have about the SYC Connecticut?
Well, it's our first time here at Nutmeg Bowl. Big, beautiful center. Also the home of Buddy's Pro Shop. And we have 168 kids sold out from 25 different states. One from Alaska, Montana, Washington, California, Texas, Montana. And we have 18 previous SYC champions. And we have the thing that we love most, 42 first-time families. So we get to make some new friends.
Yeah, and people traveled from lots of far places, and
For
we
sure.
had minor travel inconveniences, which is pretty exciting for the long weekend.
A lot of people drove up. We had a lot of New Yorkers, a lot of Connecticut locals. We had some Pennsylvania, so a lot from the East Coast. Drivable distance. Scores seemed kind of high in game one. I
Yes.
saw lots of high scores as I walked through.
Yeah, we had a couple 250s here on the live stream area.
Well, you like that.
I do like that.
It's always more fun to showcase some high scores than maybe a struggling pair,
Yeah, I
which we've
think
had in the past.
the kids like it better too.
For sure. Yeah, we like to see high scores. I mean, they are bowling on a KEGEL designed short pattern. It's a challenge pattern. And what do we have here? 3-to-1 ratio,
39 feet. Yep.
39. So not super short.
No.
So a little bit more towards the medium. So maybe it's like a schmedium.
Medium. I like it.
28 mils of volume. 16 on the forward, 12 on the reverse, so might be okay. This surface does hook, so maybe that's why they went a little longer. HPL surface.
I ran out of bios. We're in the U18 boys territory, and
They don't fill out their bios.
Fill out their bios.
That's okay.
Yeah. So we get to make up what Gabe did. He's from New Jersey.
Nice.
We have Gabe.
As if you couldn't tell by his jersey. He's got New Jersey jersey.
I really need to take a picture of this jersey for my dad who grew up in New Jersey. It has Taylor Ham on the jersey, which my
Nice.
dad is obsessed with.
Nice.
So
Statue of Liberty.
yeah, they
Looks
get
like
to
a horse, maybe Belmont Park or something, or that's in New York, not New Jersey.
Well, I think that New Jersey and New York fight over the Statue of Liberty. I think doesn't it
Oh, yeah.
live on the New Jersey side? I don't want to start any fights in the chat, but I'm pretty sure that is a point of contention.
We could ask Gabe.
We
He should
could.
know all those facts.
Yeah.
It's a cool jersey, though. Charlie. This is a tall pair. We got some tall boys on this pair.
Yeah. They eat their veggies. Got a cool Wick jersey right in front of us. Is that one of the...
Is that one for this tournament?
I'm trying to
Let me
tell.
see.
It might be.
Looks like it might be. A little Connecticut design jersey.
It's got some different items on it.
Trying to remember what state that.
I think it is because
Maybe it
Liam's
is
wearing one too. So
Okay. Yes. Okay. Cool Wick is awesome. They designed special jerseys for each tournament, themed for the state or the local area. This looks very historical and
yeah,
judicial with the sayings.
Connecticut was a tough one. You know, our graphic designer works with you to create these trophies.
The fun trophies.
Yeah, and she had a couple different options. Connecticut is it's hard to really put a pin on what Connecticut is. Although we should have done pizza, apparently. Pizza.
Yeah,
state.
they take pride in their pizza. For our pizza party last night, we had an awesome pizza place. Great shot.
Jonathan
He's
here.
playing it cool. Not getting too excited over that great shot.
No, this pair.
Jonathan Duran, his family was extremely generous, and they donated all of our drinks for the water and the juice boxes last night for our pizza party. So we thank them for helping out. Everyone here is like embracing the SYC. They're like, we want to have a nice party.
Yeah.
Anything you need.
Buddy's Pro Shop gave a great offer.
Smoking good deal to drill their Phase 2 pearls.
And I think a lot of bowlers took advantage of it, which is great. A well-known pro shop. Worldwide pro shop.
Worldwide. I like Ian's game.
Yeah. I heard some bowlers yesterday that were really excited that Chris Prather was here because they might still bowl traditionally the one-handed style, and Chris does as well. And I think they were super excited to hear from him.
When you think of one-handed bowler, after E.J. Tackett, who do you think of?
I think it's
like who is the number 2 one-handed bowler?
I would say it's Andrew Anderson and Chris Prather.
Yeah,
those are
right?
the two I think.
I mean, like he's right up there, right? Andrew. Like I'm trying to think. Like you think most of them, there's more two-handers than there are one-handers. But E.J. Tackett, Andrew Anderson, Chris Prather. Trying to see. Oh, almost Ian. Chris Prather gave a great seminar yesterday, or Q&A. That was good.
I think a lot of kids feel pressured too if they are bowling one-handed. Sometimes their peers can try to pressure them into bowling two-handed, but so I think it's okay, however you bowl.
Nothing wrong with being a one-handed bowler. Traditional.
Right. I always compare it to tennis because the one-handed backhand appeared in tennis, and it was kind of controversial when people started taking a hand off.
How do they do that?
So that was the thing. It's like it actually is easier because you open up your arm swing instead of two hands where you're trapped.
Yeah.
You just take one hand off and you can quickly get back to your center.
Oh.
But it was just like two-handed bowling where lots of traditional tennis players were talking about, well, why would you do that? That's not the way to do it. That's not fundamental. And so it's very similar, I would say.
I think we have more one-handers on this pair than two-handers.
We do, actually. Yeah, rare. We just had a large two-handed population. Can you tell what Ben's favorite food is by his jersey? He had a bio. He did fill
Noodles?
out ramen, yeah. I do like that the jerseys kind of talk.
You can see both pairs. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool that our cameras are showcasing both pairs.
Yeah. Oh, good pickup.
This is Gavin Broad's last SYC. He's growing up and aging out. His parents were very grateful. His dad said, thank you for doing the youth tournaments for Gavin.
That's sweet. A lot of last SYCs this time of year. Graduations. It's kind of bittersweet.
I hope someone who is aging out and this is their last one wins the tournament.
Oh, that'd be great.
And we had that happen was it last summer or 2 summers ago? Amanda Lang?
Yep.
Last summer.
It was her first,
She won the Super Slam. She's never won. She's bowled so many SYCs. Yeah. She's from Florida. Her family, they would bring her, and she medaled and stuff, but she never won. And then she won the Super Slam by beating Gianna Brandolino.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is a huge win.
Yeah.
So that could happen this weekend or next month at the other one.
Yeah. I think you had, well, it wasn't her first, but Taylor Kretz, her last SYC, she won.
She won last month.
Yep.
It's kind of cool.
Yep.
All right.
Of course, the other story that everyone is watching is Anna Anton.
Well, she's the house pro here.
She is, and if she wins this weekend,
she breaks Gianna's record.
She'll be the all-time title holder.
Yeah, but she's got 1 or 2 years left, so the odds are with her, whether it's this weekend or another tournament.
Yeah, I aged her, and she got a little snippy with me yesterday.
Young. She just turned 16.
Yeah, I'm like, how many do you have left? She's like, Blair, I'm 16. I'm like, oh, sorry, Anna.
All right, Rob. The guys are all going high on this pair. Robert just got into the tournament. He got in from our waiting list. His dad
Awesome.
works here, and he was happy to break the news to him. We got him in on Thursday afternoon.
Liam is like so close. He's just not. I think he needs to move in a little bit more.
You're
I'm
gonna go
sorry,
tell him?
Go to the right a little bit more. No, I can't. But I can mentally, telepathically, try to tell him, hey, maybe let's move a little bit.
Yeah.
I need to watch another shot. I think he needs to move right, not left. I misspoke. But I do think that ball speed and rev rate are helping some of the players this morning. That first pair, there was a lot of speed going down. Because you mentioned earlier the high friction house. I
Yeah.
think throughout these patterns, they're gonna break down quick.
Well, it's a good shot by Jonathan, going for a 4-bagger. Patriotic jersey.
Yeah.
Celebrating America's 250th year. I like the patriotic.
I'm so excited for the 4th of July this year. Goodman has a message for you in the chat.
Goody.
You know, we love tournaments, all tournaments. He says, just a heads up, Leanne, Jamba will be in Denver next year.
Already on my calendar, Goody.
How many tournaments do we sponsor at Storm? Because you are the tournament director at the SYC, but your full job is tournaments and events at Storm.
We do, and we sponsor. Well, we have more than 100 official tournament sponsorships, like
That's amazing.
tournament groups who have like monthly or multiple tournaments, and then we sponsor one-of-a-kind tournaments as well. So we have a lot.
Yeah.
There's pretty much no tournament we don't sponsor.
And we sponsor a lot of the
Good
youth
shot, Ian.
tournament series too, so that these kids, their home tournaments.
Yep, that's
we
one
want those
thing.
to exist.
One thing that when I 13 years ago I started, and that was my job, was tournaments and events, and we didn't have a lot of youth sponsorships. We had a few, and I thought we should grow that, and so we have. Yeah, we sponsor youth tournaments coast to coast.
Yeah. It's the way it should be. Because there is a path. The kids, the local, if you're just getting started, bowling a local tournament.
Youth bowling is where it's
great.
at.
Yeah. You can move on to state. You can move on to an SYC, a regional type event. And then, of course, the big daddy that everyone's
gold.
prepping for is junior golds.
Yeah. Good shot by Charlie. Another good shot by Jonathan.
We're getting there. There is some striking going on.
Blair on the TV, which people can see.
This was
the Wienermobile race. I only thought there was one Wienermobile ever. There's like a whole race of them.
I got a text last night.
Did you see the names up there? Slaw Dog, Chili Dog, Chai Dog, Chicago Dog, New York Dog,
I heard
Corn
the
Dog.
commentary was hilarious. Time to catch up.
What the heck is on TV?
The Indy 500's happening this weekend.
Is this a prelude?
Last night was the Pit Wars or Pit something.
New York Dog wins the Oscar Mayer Wiener 500.
Yeah, and I heard that the commentary of this was hysterical. So fans at home, go look up the Wiener race. I don't even know what to call that. So, yeah.
Good shot by Ian. I think they're getting them figured out on this pair now.
Yeah.
Some striking. They can finish off strong.
Leanne, should we tell the families? Some families are listening in the building. I have heard. Our fun place that we found in Connecticut.
Well, yeah, if you're local to Connecticut, you'll probably already know about this place. But if you're ever coming to Connecticut, we went to look for some water and some snacks. We're staying in Norwalk. And there is a place, a market called Stu Leonard's, who all of you in New York and Connecticut are like, oh yeah, Stu Leonard's. I can't even describe this market.
Someone said it's like an amusement park, and I think that is closest.
It is like a luxury market for one thing, like a
Yes.
bakery and homemade dairy. Like it started as a dairy, but the produce section has animated fruits and vegetables. Is that
Yeah.
fair enough?
Yeah.
Like you push a button and the avocado ladies start singing.
And you know, Blair is pushing all these buttons.
And the Chiquita banana lady is dancing.
There's
and
lettuce and broccoli.
It is the most entertaining market that I've ever seen, and it is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to go there again tonight.
I want to, too. We'll stop on our way back.
We're not, sorry, Connecticut, we're not eating out this weekend. We are going to the market.
Well, we ate pizza. We ate local pizza last night. But, yeah, if you're ever in the area, Stu Leonard's.
Stu Leonard's. Check it out. Family-owned dairy, started a long time ago. Family-run now. They have like 5 or 6 locations, but we went to the home location.
Ugh.
So.
And they started making dairy there. So they make their own milk. They bottle their own milk still, like glass bottle.
Yep. It was amazing.
Yeah. So families, if you're looking for, and they have prepared food, like you can microwave some food and stuff.
Yeah, we had a little pasta dinner on Thursday. Tonight we're having some chicken. Jonathan's got a good shot.
Yeah. He had 1 errant spare and 1 split, but he still had all the rest have been strikes minus this.
You got a few more pairs of U18 boys coming through, then you're going to have U18 girls.
Nice. So some of the kids that are aging out, which we talked about with. Dang.
He should have had that.
I don't think Jonathan's aging out yet, but he might be close. But in this area, the kids are super excited to join NEBA and the UBA.
Well, NEBA is one of the longest run tournament groups in the country.
Yeah.
Like, they're amazing. They have NEBA Hall of Fame. They have 20-something tournaments a year. We sponsor them as well. But they are a fabulous group, and kids can bowl in that now, and they do scholarships. Like, they have a youth bowler of the year.
Yeah.
Like Sean Buck, who used to bowl some SYCs. He was the NEBA Youth Bowler of the Year, but Chris Forey is like in the NEBA Hall of Fame, I believe.
Yeah. Buddies is a sponsor of NEBA for sure.
Yep. And they have tournaments all over Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Connecticut. So they're all in the Northeast area, Rhode Island.
That's a turkey for Gabe, too, while we're chatting about it.
Ian's got it going with the 4-bagger.
Getting some animation too. Some of the kids are getting. They're waking up.
Robert with the big double. Yeah, we had an early start this morning. Some kids probably not morning kids. Good shot, Charlie.
That was a good shot there.
Half smile from Charlie.
He's like, fine, all right, I'll smile.
That was a pretty good one.
You have a teenage boy, you understand.
Not too many smiles. Once in a while. Take it when you can.
We talked a little bit earlier when Mike was in here about, you talked about the Chris Prather seminar. We also had a parent seminar with Mike.
Mike Magellan from Turbo Grips.
That's always helpful for parents, some reminders.
Yeah, we have a lot of parents of these kids who don't bowl, so they might not understand everything about bowling. I mean, you don't have to be a bowler to help your child, but some things maybe are not on the top of their, so it's helpful to remind parents of some things. It's hard to watch. Of course, you want your child to do well every time, but there's more to it than winning and doing well every time. Yeah. One of the things I like best about the SYC that we've been lucky to provide are the camaraderie that these kids, they have made friends all over the country. that they probably wouldn't have met from,
Yeah.
you know, just bowling one tournament a year, you know, junior gold with everyone. But there's a lot of great friendships that have been formed with the parents as well. We have a lot of our regular kids who bowl, you know, more than a couple a year, and they have, as their kids have gotten older, their kids have learned how to fly by themselves, and they stay with other families. So the relationships and trust that they have where they can let their child go
Yeah.
is
That is the coolest part. And then when they get to college, they've traveled.
yeah.
So,
Yep. We've actually taken a few kids in ourselves, right? When they travel
Yep.
on their own and they need a ride to the airport and we're going at the same time, we look after them.
for sure. Yeah.
Good shot, Gabe. Bad break.
But, you know, even Friday, a lot of the parents that were local here, you know, New York, a lot of them had laptops out. You know, we understand that parents, you know, they have to work to afford these events sometimes, so they can't always get off work. And
Yep.
if they can send their youth bowler with another family, that helps them immensely.
For sure.
And I'm sure they repay the favor.
I
in
think
another
we have a
tournament.
really good bowling community.
We
We
do.
do some good things together.
For sure. All right, so what do we got some high scores over there, Leanne, on the
We got them on both
39 and 40?
pairs. I'm thinking on to the left of us, Joss Weems is crushing them. He bowled yeah.
Joss is D on that pair.
Yeah, he's bowling 279 this game if he finishes out, which I just jinxed him. But I think he bowled like 250 or 260 the first game.
And then to the right, it looks like we had Lorenzo.
Yep.
He bowled 214. Jacob Fox, 224. Ben Linares, 236. Gavin, 205. And then Hayden got 181, which was still a solid game. And Liam 171. And then this pair, it's not quite finished. They're a frame behind. And
Come on, Liam. That's a good spare. Things are going to look up for Liam. He's struggling this game, and I'm betting that it'll get better.
I like that bet. Liam, we talked earlier about our awesome scoring system bowl metrics.
The best. Don't have to print any standings. Everyone can look them up. The scores are automatically added as soon as we enter them.
And we're about halfway through our SYC season. We got Green Bay coming up. That one is sold out with a waiting list. Then we're going to Oregon. What else do we have? Columbus after that? No, Reno.
Columbus in August,
okay.
then Reno at the National Bowling Stadium in September, then our big party at the beach, our 10th annual Coastal Classic in October, and then Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania in November. Almost halfway through. We have 10 events this year. That's crazy. All right, let's see if Ian can get a double, a 10th here. Attaboy.
That was a good shot.
Can he get some pins? He's happy about that.
Gabe here can get to 194 with a strike.
Very solid.
That was a good shot.
Good finish for
Yeah.
Ian. Last 3 for 207. Respectable.
Another sponsor of the SYC. A lot of these kids pulled PBA Junior last weekend up in this area.
Yeah,
Back-to-back
weekends here in Connecticut. Lucky kids. That was up in Hartford. So it looks like Chris Prather is in for the next game with you.
Awesome.
I'm going to go try to fix my phone and help out with the scoring.
Well, thanks for joining us. You don't always get a chance to pop into the live stream and
well, I like
bring
to
some insight in, which is nice. Do you think we'll see some phase 2 pearls on the medium pattern this
I bet that would be a good one for the medium, especially
so,
lanes are hooking a little bit. The medium pattern's 42 feet.
I think we could
A little
see
more oil. I bet you at least in the latter half of round 2 we'll see them. It's a really good ball. Let's see if Jonathan can finish it off for a 220. He's been in the pocket every shot. It's a good shot.
What a shot.
Big double. Good game for Jonathan. 220 something. So Blair, you're live streaming all weekend, right? Round number 2, and then tomorrow you're going to be back.
That's right. We'll be here. We have some bios. We got Chris Prather. We also have Chris Forey.
Yep.
We mentioned Mike
we'll rotate
earlier.
some people.
Mike Sinek, and then Mike Magdalene.
There's no place else to be. It's going to be rainy outside here in Connecticut. Today rain, tomorrow rain. So it's not a very kickoff to summer weekend, Memorial Day weekend, but we hope all of you guys out there have a great Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
Do something fun. Enjoy your holiday. All right, we'll be back for game number 3.
That's right. All right, we are back. One of our pairs is back, so we'll start the stream, and I'm joined by Chris Prather.
Hello, everybody.
Chris, straight off the PBA tour, how you feeling?
I'm sad that the tour is over. I was, there we go. Hopefully you guys, I can hear me, so we're good. I'm sad the tour is over. I was bowling really, really well down the stretch, and it seems like that happens every year to me. A lot of it is just figuring out, like, we have so many new balls come out that are, the back half of the season because the league bowlers are starting up again in August, and so we get so many new balls, but we have to have time on tour to figure out how they roll for us on tour. So once we're able to figure that out, at least for me, it's a lot easier for me to have a progression. And I guess it's a good thing to always end on a good note, but it's always like I'm always wanting more. Like, give me more tournaments, give me more opportunities. So
Yeah, it's true. It is tough because I know at Storm, like Q1, which is January, February, March, is our most important part of the year.
Yep.
And that's when you guys are bowling,
Yep.
which is great. But we do send balls out to you, and we're like, okay, here you go.
Yeah, it's like, hey, help us figure out, like,
Yeah.
what are these good on?
That's funny. Well, yeah, and this is your first time at an SYC. We'll introduce the bowlers really quickly that we're watching. So on 39 and 40, we've got SYC champion Brady McDonough, Zachary Marshall, Brian Talbot, Jacob Dunbar, Noah Waters, and Josh Hickman. So those are the bowlers that you're seeing now. We also have another pair coming. Those will be Zachary. Oh, hang on a second. They went too far. Alex Locke, Jacob Jewell, Jacob Larson, Parker Hershey, Jaden Conto, and Sammy Garguto. I think he's local,
right.
but anyway, so you were chatting about that. You got to give a seminar yesterday. What's been your first observations of the kids?
I love that there are so many people that show up to these events. I wish that when I was a youth bowler, I had something along these lines, and it just shows how much bowling as a sport is growing. And I love that Storm is providing something consistently for the kids to travel to and get used to traveling distances and bowling in different centers and bowling in different parts of the country. I was fortunate enough to have something somewhat similar, but at a much smaller level. The competition reps and being able to meet so many different kinds of people at these things is a huge way to just make friendships and get just meet people across the country. So that way, like, if I'm ever stuck in Vegas, like, I have friends that I've met through the years that I can be like, hey, I'm stuck here for a few hours, like, let's hang out.
Yeah, that is key. And a lot of them are either prepping to go to college bowling, or some just opt to go out on the regional tour or PBA tour, and you might have a roommate.
I think I'm a little old. They're gonna, I'm already getting called Unk by Ryan and Bonta, Ryan Barnes and Bonta. So, I'd be grandpa to a lot of these people, these kids. But yeah, I mean, a lot of them, like Brady, we've seen. He went to Sweden, and was bowling quite well out there a few years ago with the, I believe Storm. Send them out there. Send a bunch of the youth bowlers.
Yeah, we had. It was just an invite. They funded their way or fundraised.
But got them invited out to
which
go.
Was cool. Yeah.
So providing opportunities for a lot of these young guys and young girls that they otherwise wouldn't have is just a really incredible thing for me.
Yeah, and you've kind of seen it. What are they calling this year? The rookie year on the PBA tour.
Yeah.
The kids came out strong this season.
Oh yeah, and it's cool, but it's also like, for me, because I still feel like I'm in my prime, but I'm obviously on the older side of it. Like, I'm the second oldest on Team USA right now, and they've.
That's crazy.
I know, I'm 34 and I'm the second oldest.
Yeah. And it used to be an older sport.
Right.
Like, it used to be something that, into your 40s or even 50s, they were bowling well.
And now it's like watching all of these kids bowl, I'm like, okay, like, I have to be smarter than these kids because I don't create near as much power. So anytime I'm like, coaching or anything like that, I'm going to give you the information. It's up to you whether you use it or not. And anytime I like, I can tell you I will think twice about helping Brandon Bonta because the first turn of the year we're bowling on the same pair and he's like, dude, I can't really create what you're creating right now. I was like, well, dude, I'm feeling this and I'm throwing this ball for this reason. He goes and drills that ball and then beats me by like 150 the next block, doing the exact same thing that I'm doing. And I bowled pretty well. I had like 170 over. He had 300 over. And I was just like, dude, this is the first time in my career that's ever happened where I've helped somebody actually beat me. Like most of the time I would still end up on the other side of it because we would just, work together and still bowl well. And I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
first time in my career that this has ever happened. Like you're making me second guess myself right now, brother.
Well, and it is insane. These kids, I mean, we've said it for years. They bowl every weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, so they're sharp. Like they're competition ready. They understand what competition looks like. They, there is still that learning curve out there on the PBA tour for the lanes transitioning, but they've seen some transition at a younger age. So
I would argue that they see more transition out here in these events than we do on tour, mainly because on tour we tend to all gravitate towards the same part of the lane.
Right.
So there is transition, but it's consistent throughout the entirety of the lane.
Yeah.
Here, obviously everybody has a little bit different style. There's different level of rev rates. There's more deviation between the rev rates. So you have some people playing relatively straight and a bunch of people trying to hook it from the middle part of the lane. So there's a lot more, we call it choppiness, where there's a bunch of different lines across the front part of the lane, and it can make the transition really, really difficult. So navigating that transition is what's making these kids so good.
Yeah.
And they're coming out into the regionals and onto the national tour with so much more confidence because they're bowling way more than we are. Like most of the guys on tour, like our World Series just ended. If you didn't make the World Championship show, like if you're not one of those 9 guys, or if you're not bowling the Norm Duke right after, you're done. Like you're not bowling the rest of the season unless you're bowling chasing regionals.
Right.
So
which we'd love to see that change, right? Like, I mean, I think you guys would love it if it was longer, a little longer.
I would be okay with it being like a 30-week season like it used to be.
Yeah.
Because then you could have the option to take a week off, right?
Yeah.
Right now, I got sick at the U.S. Open, so I had to take Decatur off, and we only had 14 events, so I only got to bowl 13 out of 14.
Yeah, that's tough.
It's not, luckily, I was very fortunate to have been able to have bowled really well the last half of the season.
Yeah.
But had I not, I would be like, all right, well, now I have to bowl really well because the way our points are going to work moving forward is it's a 2-year running total.
Oh,
so
gotcha.
had I not bowled well,
Yeah.
I would have been really stressed for next season. Right.
That's great that you could recover. But
yeah, exactly.
That's a good point too, and I think people don't realize that. I mean, you guys leave in January, and depending on where you live, you don't go home.
Yeah. If I wouldn't have gotten sick and been home for that week, I would have been on the road from. I think I left on maybe the 31st or something like that of January. I wouldn't have come home until the end of the World Series.
Yeah, which is just a long time to be on the road, and you're trying to eat healthy. And I do think the Born to Bowl documentary. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews on that, but I thought it was great. It really did showcase what it's like for you guys. It's not always glamorous.
No, it definitely is not. From my point of view, because not being one of the chosen guys to be a part of the documentary, it can be a little frustrating because obviously they're trying to do a job, we're trying to do a job, but I feel like how like at NFL games there's like a spotter for the head coach to prevent him from running out on the field or getting in a ref's way.
Yeah.
Like the cameramen need a spotter to make sure that they're like not in the way of like specifically walkways.
Yeah,
Like
right.
being,
That makes sense.
like,
Yeah.
right here where these chairs are.
Yeah,
Like,
they'd be right there.
they would be right in the middle of the two chairs, so you couldn't get into the settee, and it would be frustrating. Like, especially if you're already frustrated, you're like,
Yeah.
guys, like, please get out of the way. But like,
Right.
I think they're doing a great job, and I also think that having them on last year made this season better because they understand a little bit about what's going on with the bowling. And I think last year they focused so much on just the guys that they had
Yeah.
to create those singular episodes. This year, they would follow a little bit more of like the hot storyline of the week.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Whether they put that in the documentary or not, TBD,
Right.
obviously, but they at least got other footage that I think they should have gotten last
For
year.
sure.
So I'm happy to see that they at least learned
Yeah,
that.
because it did feel like that like you would be watching Belmo's episode,
Yep.
but it would it would have Kyle in it or
Yep.
EJ in it, and it's like, okay, well that's great, but let's see some of the other players.
Right,
So,
yeah.
yeah, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, and you do, it's great you're here because we used to ask the kids on their bios, like, who's your favorite pro bowler? And we stopped because it was kind of the same every time.
Yeah.
But the house comes up a lot.
Yeah.
The players of the house, and you guys do a great job showcasing your life on tour, which is super cool. And I know you're buddies with Darren Tang and Darren. I think that YouTube presence has been really huge for these kids because it lets you get to know you guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it also gives it's kind of a double-edged sword because I feel like there should be an age limit to it, right?
Yeah.
Because social media has become such a I don't even want to say like a salesman for companies, but it is.
It
Like,
is,
there's so many
yeah.
ads and things
Yep.
like that. And a lot of these kids see like, hey, we're, my favorite professional is posting about this bowling ball, and, they're on staff and all this other stuff. And that's great. Obviously, it's appreciated that we post and everything like that. But I do think that, like, I would love to see, like, anyone under the age of 16, like, just go out and bowl and have a good time, and then, like,
Yeah.
worry about all that stuff a little bit later.
Yeah, we agree. I mean, and we have some kids that are sponsored, like we mentioned Brady,
Yep.
right? He's on our youth staff. But the thing that I don't think everyone knows is the youth bowlers that are on that team. They come through the Evolution program, which is a free program, which you've given us some videos and stuff for. But those kids also, they want to be pro bowlers. That's they already know, like, we're aspiring to be that, which not every kid knows that, and not everyone is kind of ready for that. Like, you do have to be at a certain level. The other thing is they have exceptional grades in school,
Yep.
and they're involved in some kind of charitable
Right.
activity, right? So they're like top tier youth athletes. Like, we want them to be that role model for other kids. Not saying there aren't kids out there that we don't know about that are doing the same thing, but it's not just about getting free stuff.
Right,
Which I think a
exactly.
lot of people,
Yeah.
and we're not paying for Brady to go
Right.
to bowl tournaments, which is another thing that people think.
It's
like,
a big misconception.
yeah, like,
Yep.
or like, we're not paying you to go. We don't pay
Yeah.
your fees. Like,
No.
like, you're like, come on, I would love that,
Yeah.
but that doesn't happen. right?
Please pay for my gas right now. It is
Oh,
expensive.
I bet. Yeah, you all have trucks because you gotta have bowling balls. So yeah. No, I mean, it's tough. Like, I don't think everyone understands. So you're totally right.
Yeah, and I think that, like, there's if you want to create a social media footprint and everything like that, at this age, I would implore the parents to be heavily involved and
Yeah.
and all that. I do remember, like, when Brady first started out, like, his
Yeah.
parents were the ones running the social media, which
Yeah.
I thought was the best idea.
Yeah. Yeah, his dad, when he's here, he still will. And I think his mom's here this weekend. I don't know if she's filming. But, like, he's not filming himself.
Right,
It's a parent filming.
Yep.
Same thing. I know we have Malia Briggs. She's on BC TV this weekend. Her dad films for
Yep.
her. He's very involved in her channel, too. Yeah, that social media thing is such a double-edged sword now.
Yep.
You bring it up, like, yeah.
And I say that to say, like, I don't do anything on social media because I'm much more of a in-person, like, put me in front of people and I can sell whatever it is.
Yeah.
You put me on social media and I look like I'm 57.
But you're not.
I
You're
know.
younger. It's all right. But there are some, some old souls out there. So
Yep.
yeah, no, it's true. And you know, I think it's important for kids to see that too. I, you've probably heard from kids, and you've probably heard from some here. We were talking about it earlier because we had a mostly one-handed pair, and we have some one-handed boys here in front of us. And over the year, we've heard kids start to get almost reverse bullied, right? Like it used to be that one-handers were bullying two-handers, but now the pressure it comes from the two-handers to go two-handed, right?
That's crazy to me. It's taken over bowling, and I'm not for or against either way. I think that however you can throw a bowling ball, you go and do it, right? As and it like I'm gonna say it from like a professional side of it because I more often than not I see people on tour really upset, right? They're not having fun. They're disappointed in themselves. They're disappointed in the outcome, and to me, like at this level, at this age, it should be about what makes you have the most fun, right? I was talking with a mother yesterday, and she was like, "My son has been going back and forth between one-handed and two-handed. Like, what do you suggest?" I was like, "Well, in my opinion, like it would be two-handed, like from a competitive side of it, because off like just immediately, right? It's easier to create rev rate. It's easier to knock the pins over. Um, the only thing that I would suggest is obviously practice more spares because the spare ball is going to hook more." And she's like, "Yeah, I'd have to redrill all of his stuff." I'm like, "I understand that, but right now, all you'd have to do is pay for plug, right? Like, and then it would be cheaper when he gets new bowling balls because a lot of pro shops charge less because it's less holes." She goes, "Oh, I didn't think about that." And I go, "On top of that, which one makes him have more fun?" And she goes, "Well, he has more fun bowling two-handed." I go, "Exactly. So let him bowl two-handed. Like, it's not a right or a wrong. Like, I would have more fun bowling one-handed because I I had so much fun just trying to create all these different shapes, and I think I would have been able to do the exact same thing two-handed as a kid. But that was like, anytime that I like experimented with it, I just didn't have as much fun. So I just kept bowling one-handed.
Right.
So like,
Well, and you talked about it earlier with the Brandon story, but like you have tricks. I think that's not what, but people
Yeah.
don't always know that, and it's not tricks. Shouldn't be the right word, but different hand positions,
Yeah.
right? And as you move forward in the game, you get better at
Yeah.
these hand positions, right? So like watching what Darren did this year, that's why it was so amazing
Yeah.
when he won two-handed, because you really like he took a elite style of
Yeah.
play, started over, and then had to
Exactly.
get re-elite.
Yep. He was already so good, right? He
Right.
was winning Team USA trials. He was winning tournaments. Like, he was already really, really good. And then he was like, "You know what? Like, I don't think I could be the best in the world doing what I'm doing. Let me start from zero." And lucky for him, it wasn't really zero because he has all the knowledge of ball motion and everything like that. But physically, he had to start over. And it's incredible, the perseverance, because like in the beginning, like so many players were like, "You'll never beat me two-handed," right? He's very open about that. Like, he doesn't ever say any names, but there have been people that are like, "You'll never beat me two-handed," and it doesn't matter what it was on, it doesn't matter the pattern, it doesn't matter how he threw it. He was the best. He beat everybody that day, and I think he's going to do it again, and I think his confidence level is going to keep going up. So it's just it's very inspirational that, like, if you get injured, like, I had that wrist injury,
Yeah.
I thought about switching. Like, seeing that would be like, yeah, I could change if I needed to, right?
And you brought up the kids too, right? So if you have a kid that's questioning it now, these kids are so resilient, right? Like, and they'll learn so quick. Like, go for it now.
Yeah, like the how do I want to say this? Their athleticism at this age is so malleable that it can transform into basically anything at this age because they have so much time for the rest of their life to pick what they want to be, right?
Right.
They can experiment now with bowling and how they want to throw it and really work on physical games. It's so much faster for them to be able to feel it and repeat what their coach or whatever they're trying to do, right?
Yeah.
Whatever their coach is asking them to do. So, like, if you're under the age of like 16, 17, like, do whatever you want. Like, if you're like, you know what, I want to throw it two-handed, go and do it.
Yeah.
Right?
See how it is. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Right.
But I do like that advice of what's the most fun. That's a really great way to think of it, because I think any kid can do anything they want, and then if it's fun, they'll want to keep getting better.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I've been doing so much research recently because I'm going to be having a kid myself in the next few months.
Excited.
I am very excited.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, I'm going to want her to play sports. I really don't care what she plays. I just want her to, pick something that she likes.
Right.
And but I also want her to have fun at it. So I've been doing a lot of research on, like, how much time, how do I get a child to love something? Like, I want her to love fishing because that's what I love.
Yeah.
And all the studies show, like, when they start out, like, take them and let them have some fun and let them experience it, but bring them back from it, take them away from it when they still have energy, right? Make them want more. Don't take them away when they're already completely exhausted.
Right. Yeah, and so you can't go out and wait for the fish for hours and hours and hours. You're like, okay, let's catch something, right?
Right.
Like,
yeah, exactly. It's like, go out there, make it easy, catch some fish, and then, before they're completely exhausted and they've been out there all day, like, go for an hour or two, and then they're like, oh, Dad, can I?
Yeah.
That's what all the studies have shown is, like, make them, appreciate that time and want to go more.
Yeah.
So I think with bowling, it's definitely, like, I would suggest a lot more, like, 1 hour lessons, shorter practice sessions, and then they're more focused in that time, because there's so many times where, like, I'll go in and practice and I'm like, I've got 6 hours to kill. Like, I don't really need to work on anything that's, like, that pertinent right now. I have plenty of time, and I end up getting nothing done, right? I end up doing absolutely zero, and I'm like, wow, I just wasted 6 hours, right? But if I'm like, I only have an hour, I've been really struggling in this area, I have to get it done, and it becomes a lot more focused, and I keep wanting to go back.
Yeah.
It's crazy how it even works at, like, my age. I could only imagine how much more focused these kids would be and how much more effort they would put into if they just had, even if you just shorten it to 2 hours. Like, if I know at a lot of these colleges, they have 2, 3, 4 hour practices, and that can just be, like, grueling to where you don't want to go back. It becomes too much, like, feeling like it's wasted time and forced, and then you get bored.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, if you can shorten it a little bit, make it more concise and make it more focused, you're like, man, I feel accomplished. Like, I can't wait for the next one.
Yeah. I also think that, parents want a lot of coaching sessions because they feel like that's what they need. But don't be afraid to schedule your coaching sessions far out, because the kids have to work on what they learned, and it doesn't happen overnight, right? Like,
yeah, and I do think that, like, the best thing parents can do at those lessons is, one, obviously show up, but two, take notes, right? If I'm telling, little Joey, like, hey, Joey, I need you to work on this crossover step. It's a little too much crossing over. I need it to be a little straighter, right? Write that down so that way when you watch your kid bowl tomorrow, you can be like, hey, it's kind of leaking over there again. Like, I think that's the biggest thing that parents can do is pay attention and take those notes, because if I give your kid 7 things to work on, how are they going to remember all of those things, and how are they going to remember exactly what I said?
Right. They're not.
And I'm also not going to be there at every single practice.
Right.
Mom or dad are, and it doesn't matter if they're bowling parents or not, because if I point it out and I'm like, hey, this is what we're working on, now there's 3 people or maybe even 4 people that know what's going on, and then that child can then get better instead of coming to the next lesson, a week, 2 weeks, a month later, and working on the exact same thing.
Right, and I know Mike gave a seminar yesterday on the parents, but we see it all the time. Even if you're not a bowler, you're the one that watches your kid
Yeah.
bowl the most. You know when something looks off. And even if you can just tell your kid, like, hey, something doesn't look right
Mhm.
with your, like, elbow, or something doesn't, you're doing something weird. Usually they'll be able to process
Right.
it and be like, oh, okay, I feel that now, and let me fix it, and that'll help them bowl better.
Yeah, exactly. Like, my mom is not a bowler. She like picked up bowling because of my dad. But when she would take me to tournaments and I'd be bowling bad, she's like, you look a little different. I don't know what it is. You look different. Your feet are kind of funny looking, and it just doesn't look like you. And I'd be like, okay, like in my head, I'm like, Mom, like leave me alone. But then I would start thinking like,
Yeah.
maybe she's right. Like I don't want her to be right, but maybe she is.
Yeah.
And and then I would work on it in the tournament and be like, all right, what am I missing? And then I would start bowling better, and she'd be like, see, I told you. And I think that's the my suggestion to any parent is, if you are right, do not gloat about it.
Just hold it in. Just know you're right.
Gloat about it after you leave the bowling center.
Yeah. So funny. Especially with teenagers, man.
Oh, yeah.
The teenagers, I laugh because, like, we've had the U18 coming through. They don't write bios. They don't want to. They're like, yeah, I'm not filling out the 2-minute bio on myself. Like, you can say whatever you want about me. I don't care.
Yep. And there's a lot of kids that they do that because I feel like there's a lot of peer pressure and a lot of not really knowing who you are yet. So they're like, I don't want to put something out there and somebody like make fun of me for it.
Yeah.
So it's like
I get it. I played a little bit of softball when I was younger, and my dad, I never wanted. They used to like spray, I don't know if they do this anymore, but they spray painted your name on helmets, and I never wanted to do it because I'm like, Dad, I'll strike out and they'll know my name. Like, my dad's like, all right, whatever, okay. Like, it was the funniest thing.
Oh man.
Yeah. But and on that note, if you're at Junior Gold, I was talking to some parents last year, and for girls especially, because the NCAA thing, when you're a junior, you can get that number.
Yeah.
If your kid is freaking out with that number, take it off.
Yeah.
Just take it off. Like, don't, if it's too much pressure, especially junior year, like, let them bowl. Like, it's okay. Like, they've got time to talk to coaches.
Oh,
the coaches look at the scores throughout the year. They look at SYCs. It's not just one event. I think a lot of people put pressure on that one event every year.
Yeah, these kids are bowling year round. When I say that they're bowling way more than a lot of the professionals, they probably bowl 5,000 more games than I do, at least.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, at minimum.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Are we okay?
I think he's good.
Okay.
I think he's stuck.
Yeah.
These kids are spending so much time on the lanes. Like they're putting pressure on themselves. They definitely don't need any of the added pressure from having a number on their back or anything like that from Junior Gold.
Yeah.
My first time going to international competition, I was like super excited about putting a number on my back, and then it was on my back, and I was like, oh god. I immediately wanted to crawl into like a little ball, and I was like, I forget who it was. Maybe it was Jacob Buttriff or maybe Kyle.
Yeah.
I forget who it was exactly, but they came over. They're like, "You good, dude?" I was like, "I don't know. I've never felt this before. Like this is strange.
I feel it. It feels heavy.
I can feel it flapping in the wind like a cape. Can I wear it on the front?
They call Chris Superman.
Yeah.
Although you were Superman, weren't you for a minute? What was your nickname?
The nickname that I like is Shark.
Okay.
But people do call me Clark Kent. Just because of the curl. I mean, it is literally just the hair curl in the front. That is it.
That's funny. All right, so just a score update really quick. It looks like Jacob Dunbar over there finished 208. We had a 199 Noah Waters. Brady 225. And the C bowler is Josh Pick. Oh, nope. F bowler. Brian here. I just jinxed it, but he had a good game going there.
He's still shooting 240.
Oh,
240,
okay.
247 with the spare. Yeah, I'm really surprised at, like, I definitely would have thought looking at this. I thought it was 30. I was looking at the drop rush. I was like, oh, it's 35 feet. Like, how are they?
In as deep as they are, yeah.
But it's 39.
Yeah, it's like a medium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget now, like, short patterns are 38 feet. Because the longs are now 48 feet.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But did you see the long yesterday? I'm interested to see how it plays tomorrow. The long was hooking.
Oh, yeah. The track in this building hooks a ton, which is also why I don't think that the kids feel like they can throw it all the way to the gutter, because I think it burns up on the way over there and it doesn't hook back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we've seen that. Yeah, we have seen that today.
A lot of washouts, a lot of buckets.
Yeah.
And then if you're throwing too responsive of a ball, something that's too reactive to the friction, it'll big four and then you'll move left and it'll two pin.
That's really fun.
Oh, it makes you feel really good about yourself. But the thing that I do like about this is that even though it's not a true, like, what we would consider or what I would consider a short pattern, it allows for so many different styles to have an opportunity, whether you're right or left-handed, right? Because there's so many different styles of bowler throughout.
Yeah.
You know, how many kids do we have? 100.
It's like 187,
Yeah, 180.
I think.
Like,
yeah.
Could you imagine a professional event with 180 bowlers in it? Like, that would be sick.
It would be amazing.
The only time that we get that even close to that now is other than the USBC events with the Masters and like Open Championships and stuff, is the World Series. So
yeah, the Masters is crazy. That one is hard to get into now.
Yeah,
like you guys have to be on your game and
I'm
signing up.
I'm very lucky because Team USA gets an entry into it.
Yes,
but the couple years that I didn't have Team USA paying for it, I was like, all right, I have to do it right now.
Yeah.
And it sells out in a handful of hours, and it's just like, that is wild to me.
Right.
But as it is right now, it's the only
open
field, professional event that we have anymore. The U.S. Open is now invite only. So it doesn't surprise me at all that people want to come out and have an opportunity to bowl.
Right.
And
and the PTQs. If you're on that PTQ track, that's tough.
Yeah.
Like, I know Brad Miller was on it, and watching him, like, you have to bowl exceptional.
Yeah, when I was rooming with Brad and Kyle, I was like, dude, I'll just come out and help, and I'll just try to get you into the fields. And he's like, okay. So the first week I'm there, and he bowls amazing. I think he finished like second or third in the PTQ or whatever. And the scores are typically, because it's on a different pattern, or maybe a couple different patterns if we're rolling on a multi-pattern event, the scores are actually typically pretty high. So you have to throw a ton of strikes and then come back in and try to throw even more strikes because the competition just got even better. And I was just like, I could not imagine. I would have a tough time being like, I'm going to go and chase PTQs to try to make a living at this. Like, I couldn't imagine trying to do it in like the early 2000s when they had PTQs every single week for like 2 or 3 spots.
Yeah, I know. It's tough to imagine. I mean, I think again, the youth have the advantage in those too, because you right when you're young, even if you finished up college and you decide to go out, or if you're just starting out, you can usually keep expenses a little lower when you're younger. As you get older, I think everything snowballs, but I mean, still, when you think of gas and hotels and food, and it's tough.
Yeah, and I do think that there could be a little bit better way for some of these kids and the college kids to have an opportunity on tour, because as it is now, like Bonta, I believe, got a commissioner's exemption. And I think it, obviously not taking anything away from his season, him and Alex Horton are really battling it out for Rookie of the Year. Personally, I think Bonta's had a more complete season, but it's specifically because Alex wasn't able to bowl the first handful of events because he had to come out of the PTQ. Is it more impressive that Alex has had such a good season, even battling through the PTQ. Absolutely. So for me, I'm kind of like coin flip right now, right?
Yeah. I didn't think about it that way. That is a good point.
And it's really honestly difficult for me to be unbiased because Bonta and I are friends.
Yeah.
So
I mean, both of them have great families.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah.
So, but I do think that for both of them, instead of having to PTQ, I still think that having a PTQ is fine, but I would love for them to have the ability to be like, you know what, I'm going to go on the regional tour, and at least in like the Southwest, in like Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, I think they do Colorado as well. In those states there, they have a bunch of regionals. They do a really good job, and they sell out every single time. But I would love for them to be like, you know what, I'm going to go and try to bowl my way onto the tour through the regional tour, still make money, and not have to chase PTQs. But I don't think there's a system in place as of yet for that to be a possibility. Because anytime I talk to a mom, dad, college kid, they're like, what do I need to do to be ready for tour? And I'm like, honestly, you need to be ready to just lose 25 grand.
Yeah.
Because the likelihood that you come out and you immediately start making money is so incredibly low that I would hate to tell you to come out and be ready to win and be ready to make every cut.
Right.
Is it possible? Absolutely.
Yeah, but it's not the average story.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the last time that we saw someone have a season like Bonta was what? Maybe EJ or Jesper.
Yeah, it has to be back then. I mean,
Right,
Simon maybe, but no, Simon was out there a couple years.
Right.
Yeah, so
but
yeah.
It was still 2015,
Right.
2016.
Exactly.
So if we just go off of once every 10 years,
you're gonna have once. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and I do think we talk to a lot of kids, and I think regionals are so underrated.
Yeah.
I think I mean, if I were a kid thinking about going out on tour, PBA or PWBA, because they are doing a good job with the PWBA regionals too. They're spreading them out. I would think, man, I'm gonna go and win a lot of regionals.
Yeah.
Or win a few regionals, right? And then you build that confidence up. The Masters is different. I think, getting your feet wet in the Masters. Masters is a unique event.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. Going out full time in the national tour, if it comes close, trying a PTQ, but focus on those regionals.
Absolutely.
There are really great regions, and there are bowlers that you don't see out on tour that are just weekend warriors that are amazing.
The crazy thing is a lot of those weekend warriors are really, really good players. You're still, you go and bowl a regional, unless it's a non-champs, it's still a increase in competition level, and the transition is still different. Right, you're still bowling in centers that you've probably never bowled in before,
right.
And you're seeing different styles and different level of bowlers, and you're getting those professional competition reps. And you're also, if you're young, you start placing in these regionals. A lot of them are live streamed, so you're getting your name out there.
Yeah,
companies can start to notice you.
Right.
That type of stuff. I would, my goal, because I started at the regional level, I bowled my first regional at 18, I think, in my hometown. Wasn't a member, ended up winning it, and that just was that gave me the confidence of wow, I can do this,
Right.
And I bowled another one when I wasn't a member, won that one. I bowled regionals as a non-member. You're allowed to bowl, you're allowed to cash in 2, or if you win one, then you have to get your card,
Right.
or if you're not cashing, you can bowl in as many as you want as a non-member.
Right.
The entry fee is just a little bit higher.
Yeah.
Right? But
if you're cashing and you're a non-member, well, I mean, you do have to become a member. But I think it's so.
Yeah.
It's less expensive than forcing yourself out on the national
Right.
tour full time.
Yep.
And hoping PTQs, there aren't that many cash spots in those either.
Right.
So I just think it's great.
Yeah, and the funny thing is with the PTQs is if you it's weird how they do it, because it's $500 for a professional event. If you pay the $250 to get into the PTQ, and then you make it into the
yeah.
field, you're actually paying more.
Yes.
Whereas if you finish, let's say they take 10, if you finish 11th, you get your money back.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
It's really weird how like they do it, in my opinion. And I'm
Right.
like, that just doesn't make sense to me.
Right, because you're kind of losing money.
Yeah. You get the opportunity to win more, but it's costing you more, and it's just like, okay, like, it's just it's funny to me.
I just think there's a readiness factor. Like we talk about it a lot at the young age, because you talked about the styles, but there's also experience level out here, right? And the sometimes we've heard the SYC shots are easy or they're hard, and it's like KEGEL's trying to make a pattern that a person that's bowling their first regional type tournament, national type for some of these kids. First time out there, they won't feel like they don't want to come back.
Right, exactly.
And that's the key, right? So being ready, like if you've bowled your state pep series, if you've bowled your your youth tournament series that is in your area, then it's time to look at some of these other tournaments. And,
Absolutely.
And you're just setting your kid up for success.
Yeah, and I think that there's levels to it. Like, everyone I would imagine a lot of the kids sitting at home that weren't able to be at this event are probably like, man, I can't wait to be there. And as like a person in my situation, I would be like, why don't we start here, and then if you have fun at this one, we'll move up. Right. But I don't want to leave and you be upset with how you performed because we got in too deep too quick.
Right. Well, I remember when I was young, and it was before the U.S. Open was closed, and the U.S. Open was in Columbus. And I think I was still in college, or had just graduated, and everyone's like, "Oh, you're gonna enter?" And I'm like, "Are you crazy?" Like, I know my skill level where I'm at right now, and I went and watched the whole week and like took it all in, but I was not ready, and I knew that, and I told myself, like, we're not ready for this one. Let's look at some other events. So yeah, you have to be honest with yourself too and understand. And if you know, hey, we're trying this out for the weekend, I think setting the goal, right? Setting your own personal goal. Don't think you're gonna come out here if you've never bowled a regional tournament and medal. You might. It's like you said, right? Like you could go out on tour and have the best season ever, win a title first time, but you might not, and that's okay. Like, what's your high average or high set on sport shot? Let's try to hit that or be better.
Yeah, I would call it. I would set two goals. This is how I would word it. I would say, let's set a realistic goal, right? Let's be honest with ourselves, right? If you're the best in your area, I would argue that you won't be the best here, right? If you're middle of the road in your area, like let's set some realistic goals, and then let's set a unrealistic best
pie in the sky or whatever.
Pie in the sky. Let's give us something to really shoot for.
Right.
But if we achieve our realistic goal, we can say, hey, we did what we actually believe we could do.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, that's the key, and that's how you go home happy. Is if you're like, oh yeah, I set this goal, I hit it, we're good. We had a great weekend. We enjoyed Connecticut or wherever you are.
Right.
Maybe and the other thing that I think parents appreciate a little more than kids at this stage is, at the end of the day, you're traveling with your family on the weekend. Like, you're not going to do this for the rest of your life.
Yep. And the thing that I'm seeing just from like the differences in a lot of these kids, like, mental focus is, yes, they are highly competitive, but there's a lot less angry kids.
Yes.
Right? They're accepting of the bad breaks in a lot more scenarios. There's so many less ball returns kicked. Like, that is one thing that I've noticed. Like, when I was a kid, it was throwing tantrums and all this other stuff. The level of training that these kids are getting is impressive, and I'm really, really happy to see. Like, I do think that like, bowling as a whole is, like, because people aren't really seeing anything other than like the professional side on TV. Obviously, with like the PBA Junior and things like that, and junior gold, there's more television surrounding the youth. But if you come out to a lot of these events, like obviously there's going to be some kids that are disappointed, but they're not like throwing stuff. They're not punching ball returns.
No.
Like they're a lot more mature with their actions, and they're accepting of the negative outcomes, and they're adjusting to those.
Well, and I think to your point that's how when they go on tour, that's what you need to do.
Exactly.
Right? Like you have to take it, and sometimes in the past they've had to learn that quickly. But if they're ahead of the game and they're not, we don't at the SYC. We're really fortunate because I've heard some horror stories of some kids and parents at other events, and we really rarely have any type of issue like you're describing. And we love that. Thank you, parents, for
exactly.
Like it's the best. Like I don't think any tournament operator wants to have issues like that.
Right.
So.
Yeah. You don't want anybody coming in and all of a sudden
no.
being, I had this kid, kick my ball return and break it or whatever.
Well,
but
yeah. All right, Chris. Do you want to hang out for another game? We'll take a really short break, let them change, and then you can wander around the rest of the block. So, all right.
I don't mind hanging out.
All right, we'll be right back. All right, we are back. We got some new bowlers, but we still have Chris. That bowler stayed. Let's see here. Let me find where we're at in our lane assignments. So this pair we have Sophie Donnelly, Shania Hightower, Haley Barber, Morgan Sheldon, Abigail Copperwright, and Melanie Delazio. Sorry if I butcher your name. I apologize. That's 37, 38. 39 and 40 will be Isabel Ray, Addison Quattrini, Lila Valensky, Gabrielle Martin, Zakora Floyd, and Brooke Anderson. So we'll try to check in with these bowlers as they're bowling. If you have any questions for Chris Prather in the chat, feel free to send them in. So now we get to see some young ladies, Chris.
Yeah, I will admit that as little as I follow youth boys bowling, I follow youth girls even less. So all of these young ladies are new to me, and but
Shot. I just think we were talking about coaching earlier. You do some coaching. The fundamentals of the game over the years has just improved so much. Like they get the fundamentals at a younger age, which I dedicate totally to coaching. And then when they're at this age, I've always heard the college coaches like what they're looking for is that foundation. Like, are they balanced at the foul line? Is there not extra motion in their game? And you rarely see that anymore, where a kid's falling off their shot.
Yeah, and I also think that the readiness or the availability of knowledge, right? We were talking about YouTube earlier. Like, as good as YouTube is for bowling, following people that you can trust as far as like whether they have experience or like some professional bowlers, like they've been training to be professional bowlers, not coaches, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
they're sharing their knowledge with you that they've learned from other coaches, and a lot of the time they'll pick out, like, I've worked with Mark Baker or Sean Ryan or Tim Mack or whoever, and if you hear somebody say like, oh, I learned this from so and so, I really appreciated this lesson from them, like, jot that person's name down, give them a call. Like, they're coaches for a reason. They're working with the best in the world for a reason. And I think that when you're looking at videos of lessons or whatever on YouTube, like, you should be asking like, oh, who did you learn that from?
Right.
Especially if they don't say it, because there's very few people that can look at somebody and pick out like, oh, like your push away is going too far to the left and it's creating this in your swing and all this other stuff.
Right.
Like,
yeah, just naturally pick that up. Yeah,
exactly.
That's tough.
So I would, the level of coaching has increased, and I think that's a huge reason why we're seeing such good fundamental bowling
For sure.
At the youth age.
Yeah, and you're right. The access, right? Like YouTube is accessible, right? For the most part, like some YouTube content creators have subscription models, but like I think of Danielle McEwen or Verity, or even I mean on the guys' side, of course, you and Darren. Like you guys break down bowling really, really well, and finding those creators that A, you bowl like, and then B, you like your brain works the same, right? That's the key.
And I also think that what makes a good coach is being able to break the same thing down in different ways until you're able to understand it, right? For me, just for example, like if we're working on your footwork, I might only have 3 or 4 different ways to explain it. And then I'll be like, I actually don't have something else. Maybe we can learn together right now, right?
Like I'm out. Yeah, right.
And there's a lot of times, like, we'll get to that point and I feel really guilty because you're spending your time and your money to be with me and try to learn from me, but I can't teach you because I'm not qualified, right?
Well, but that takes a lot to say that, right? And I think you're a great coach if you're willing to admit, hey, I'm at the point I don't know. Let's figure this out, or let me talk to someone else and see. Like I would have total respect for you.
And I do think that as a parent, you should look for a coach that has the ability to break something down, but
Yeah.
is also has the willingness to be like, I actually don't know.
Correct. Yeah.
And there's more of those people now, but like as a kid for me, like I didn't really work with a coach because I didn't understand what they were saying.
Right. I think it's a red flag if you have a coach that isn't willing to say I don't. I just do like, and I don't really know any coaches that fit that.
Right.
Currently, like none of the coaches that I work with, everyone is willing. I saw someone earlier comment that coaches don't know how to coach two-handed bowling, and that's a reason that a bowler might stay one-handed. But if you're wanting to go two-handed and your coach isn't familiar with two-handed bowling, it's okay to have that conversation with them and be like, listen, I appreciate your coaching. However, I want to go in this direction. I'm going to look for someone who can help me.
Absolutely.
Like that's okay.
Yep. And I think we see that a little bit more in the smaller cities, right?
Yeah.
That maybe don't have as much access.
Yep.
And it's like a coach that has been coaching for multiple decades, and they're a little bit hesitant to change, or they don't have the access to learn how to coach the
Right.
two-handed style. And as unfortunate as it is, in my opinion, if your kid is way better two-handed than one-handed, it's definitely like, hey, like we have to figure out a way to get you in a bowling center or involved with someone that is a little bit more up to date.
Yeah, and I was talking to someone a few years ago, and I can't remember which coach it was, but in other sports, if you think of baseball, right, you have a pitching or if you're a pitcher, you have a pitching coach, you have a hitting coach, sometimes you have a running coach. Like, there's different coaches that you work with. And in bowling, it's okay if you have a coach that's really, really good with the physical game, and then you find another coach that's really, really good with the mental game. As long as you're willing to work together and it's okay to have multiple coaches.
Absolutely.
I don't think you have to have only one.
Yeah.
But the key is to make sure don't use your coaches against each other, right? Like, like just make sure you're open with them and be like, hey, I'm going to this other clinic, but I want to talk to you about what I learned there when I come back. Any coach will be like, cool, like let's talk about it.
Yeah, and like for me, I don't know if they know this all that much, but like for me, I work with Sean Ryan as much as I can. I talk to him about
awesome.
He is awesome. Like Sean, like I'm gonna talk him up a little bit. And if you don't know who Sean Ryan is, I believe he just became a coach at Vanderbilt.
He did. He is.
So congrats to him on that. I was legitimately. I've been wanting to move to the Orlando area. That's where my wife ultimately wants to be, is in the Orlando area. And I was like, dude, this is going to be so great. I'm going to get to work with Sean all the time. And I'm going to, like, could you imagine how good I'm going to be if I get to work with Sean Ryan? You know, anytime he has the availability. Yeah. And then obviously we see that, like, I'm disappointed, but like good for him.
Yeah.
And
dang.
But I work with Sean is one of the few coaches that I do believe that you could go and work with him, and he's good with physical game. He's good with ball motion. I don't think I've ever talked to him about mental game, but like he is just like a really like chill dude. But he has I feel like he has a really good grasp on all of it. But where I really excel with him is the lane play side of it. So I mostly talk with him about ball motion and the lane play. And then I work with Tim Mack as much as I can, and even Chris Forey here with the physical side of it, because they just have an eye for it. And Tim was a great bowler. I know he's trying to come back and bowl some more now, but where I think he excels is on the physical side of it. So, right there, I've already got two different coaches for two different sides of the same game.
Right.
And then on the mental side of it, I've been working with Dr. Dean Hennitz as much as I can, and just trying to get into a better mental space on the lanes. And if you can find somebody that is just excellent in one field. Like, just imagine how good you could be in that field if you work with them on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And that'll give you time to, let's say you have a physical game coach, like, especially at this level, I think a physical game coach is way more important than learning the lane play side of it, because lane play and ball motion is honestly a lot of trial and error, right? When I'm working with like a ball rep, or I'm by myself and I'm bowling a tournament, it's really just an educated guess. It's a lot of visualization of like, this is where I think the oil is and this is where I think the friction is, and I have to choose a ball that I think is going to create the shape of where I'm playing on the lane.
Right.
And
then it'll change.
And then it'll change, right?
Or you'll move pairs and it's completely different.
Right.
Yeah.
And people are like, I've gotten the comment of like, oh, well, you threw the same ball, so you must have been doing the same thing. And I'm like, well, I started going through like 15 at the arrows, and I was really rolling it. I only had like 30 degrees of axis tilt or axis rotation. And by the end of it, I was going through 27, 28. Yes, I was throwing the same ball, but now I had like 85 degrees of axis rotation, and I was throwing it 3 miles an hour slower. So yeah, I was doing that, but I learned those skills because I had a good physical game, and my physical game allowed me to do all of these different things.
Well, and the key, the key for you to be able to do that, we tell the kids all the time, because bowling's hard. In case you don't know, bowling is a really hard sport. And in order to decide, this ball is not working, or this shot is not working, you have to answer the question, I threw it the same as the last time.
Yeah.
And if you can't answer that question, then you have to wait another frame, which could be a frame where you're behind on transition or whatever. So you're right. Like, physical game is huge at this level.
And I also think that compounds with honesty, right?
Yeah.
Some self-honesty from your kid, or if you're an adult listening to this, like some self-honesty on like, how good did you actually throw that?
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a point in time where, if you're a 110 average bowler, like, your critiquing should not be anywhere near as severe as someone like myself. Because if you kept it on the lane, hit the pocket, whether you're left-handed or right-handed, whatever, it doesn't matter. If you hit the pocket, probably a pretty good shot, right?
100%, yeah.
Right? But if you're a 225 average bowler at league, then maybe you can be like, you know what, I was trying to hit 8, but I actually hit 4. Probably not that good. And then if you have a little bit of feel as well, like, I rotated that one a little bit too much. Like, maybe that one was only like an 85%er instead of a 90, whatever.
Yeah.
And I think that we get trapped in this this idea of like, I always throw it good. No. You don't. I can tell you right now, I don't.
Yeah.
And I can tell you right now, like, no matter what you tell yourself, you do not throw it the same every single time.
Right. Yeah, and with technology the way it is, I mean, you can use the balls to your advantage, right? The balls are really powerful. They're tools now in the modern age of bowling. But you still have to know, I hit what I was looking at, right?
Yeah.
Like, you have to be in that right zone. All right, so we do have a couple bios. Let's learn about some of the kids in front of us. Abigail here. She is, her name is pronounced Copper Tight. So thank you for the pronunciation help. She's from Fairfield, Connecticut, right here. Nutmeg Bowl is her home center. First SYC.
Oh, okay.
She earned the 2026 USBC Earl Anthony Memorial Scholarship.
Wow.
Which is amazing. She loves the team, the people, and the team atmosphere around the sport of bowling. Plays the viola, sings. She wants to be an elementary school teacher. Likes to read, and wants to say hi to her friends and her high school bowling teammates in Fairfield. So, welcome to the SYC, Abigail.
That is awesome.
Yeah, and she mentioned the 2026 USBC scholarship. I don't know if all the families out there know about these national scholarships. So, beyond just earning scholarship money on the weekends, the kids also have the ability to apply for these huge scholarships that are like $5,000 or $6,000 that they can just use at any school they choose. And those applications usually open around September, October. They're usually due, I think, actually they might be open now, but they're due in December every year. So if you have a youth bowler, I urge them to apply. There's a bunch of them out there, and you never know. You could be that kid that wins
absolutely.
a scholarship. So
yeah, it's you don't know if you don't try, right?
yeah.
Like,
And I mean, we were talking about gas prices. Parents, I know it sounds like a book in scholarship land, but all those scholarships add up. They really do. They add together and they make a full tuition.
yeah, I overheard that at this event, the SYCs just hit the $1 million mark in scholarships given, which is incredible.
Yeah.
And I've overheard that there's a handful of kids that are in the tens of thousands of dollars earned from these events, and it's just crazy. Like,
yeah, I mean, you have to think, like, you have Antony, right, who she's going for title number 17.
Yeah.
Which is
she's
insane.
actually right over here.
Is she? She's just the left.
I think she just bowled 212.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. We should do a score update too. I'll look at that. But you do the math of 17 titles, and the number one is pretty good in most of these events, and that adds up pretty quick. But the payouts are great down the line too.
Yeah,
and we try to take care of it.
What's even crazier is she's probably going to go to an NCAA school.
Right.
She's probably going to go for free because they can get full rides at these NCAA schools.
Yeah.
And so if you're a parent watching and you have a young daughter that is in love with bowling, like, it's a great way for them to get to go to school for free. Yeah. Like, it is incredible.
Yeah. And the boys, I've heard, over the years, boys would say, oh, we don't have as many opportunities. I've heard there's more opportunities out there for guys coming around.
Yeah.
It's different. It's not NCAA, but there are more smaller schools that are opening up programs.
Yeah, and there's programs all over the country. It's just, I think that I've become more realistic in my views with this, because when I was a kid, I wanted to go and I wanted to win a national title, right? There's only a handful of schools that realistically, like, have the coaching as well as the talent to be able to do it on a consistent basis.
Yep.
And the issue with that is those teams are really difficult to make. And they also have very few scholarships that you can go and try
100%,
to earn, right?
Yeah.
So at least on the guy's side, like, if you have the opportunity to go and get an education and bowl as well, like, go and do that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like, unless you're one of the top, at the kids level, there's so many kids bowling now. If I would say, like, top 5% of youth bowling, then I would focus more on what is going to be the cheapest option and set me up for my future.
Yeah.
Because at 17, 18, 19 years old, like, you might not know who you are, but you also you might not know what you want to do, and you might not know if you can make it possible to do what you really want to do, but you also don't want to put yourself so far behind that you don't have the opportunity to make a good life for yourself in the future.
Yeah, and I think I was talking to a parent yesterday, and it's all about expectations, right? Like, we were talking about earlier, setting a goal for the SYC. You set a goal in your life, right? Like, okay, A, what do you want to do? Like, if it's go pro, great. What's your backup plan? Because all of you guys that went to college, you have a major that potentially you could have gone into.
Yeah, yeah. And I will say, like, I was only the second person in my family to ever go to college. My older sister knew exactly what she wanted to do. She wanted to go into nursing. She wanted to help people. And I had no clue what mechanical engineering was. I had zero idea. So as a parent, I am going to be researching every major. I'm going to know exactly what that entails and what the job that goes along with that is actually going to be.
Right.
Because I thought mechanical engineering was working on machines and everything like that. And it's actually designing parts to fit in a space to do a certain job. And I was like, I've never even worked on a computer before.
Right.
So I got in way over my head, and I had to work really, really hard to stay in school.
Right.
Because
it's hard.
Yeah.
That's a very hard major. Yeah.
Right. And not only are you trying to prep yourself for a job in the future, but you're also doing a job by bowling in college, right?
Correct. Yeah.
You're practicing every single day, you're working out, and you're traveling on the weekends for tournaments.
Yeah.
So like you literally go from this high school, level of like, I didn't really have to try in high school because it wasn't like
Yeah. It was easy.
yeah,
Yeah.
we didn't have the option for a lot of like the higher level classes. So I went from basically not trying to being like full time, like
Right.
had to learn on the fly, and I didn't do a very good job of it. So as a parent, like, do your research on what the curriculum
Make
actually
sure your kid
is.
wants to do what they're studying.
Yeah.
I think that is key. Like, I think I'm close with Chris and Mikey, and Mikey might not have picked the greatest major for his future, but Chris studied accounting.
Yeah.
Now they own a pro shop.
And now that's exactly what he does.
Right. So, like, if you want to go out on tour, or if you want to own a pro shop studying business, anything like that, you just don't know. But, so yeah, step one, know what you want to major in. Make sure the school has it. I hear some families, and I love that coaches aren't really letting kids do this anymore, but they try to make majors fit.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, oh, I want to do this. My school doesn't really have it, but we're going to do this instead.
Yeah.
It works, but it doesn't really work. Like, just, stay focused. But a lot of the kids, you talked earlier about playing time, right?
Yeah.
How important is it to you to play in school? If it's important to play, then choose the school wisely, right? Like, you know the big name schools.
Yep. I've had a few conversations with kids that have gone to schools that are the better schools that have the opportunity to win a national championship, and the child is upset that they don't get as much playing time as they want for whatever reason. Right? Whether they're good enough to be on the team or not, you have to understand that there's either 8 or 12, depending on the school. There's those other people that are also deserving of that playtime, and if you've transferred in or you're a freshman, like the reality of it is like whether you make the team or not, like you don't have any rapport with the coaches yet. You haven't built a relationship, so they don't
trust your skills yet. Like,
they trust you to be on the team, and they want you to get better because they believe that working with you is going to give you a future with them. But if you're just going out there and immediately thinking like I'm going to bowl every single game, like go to a school where you're the best bowler.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
You might not have the opportunity to win a national championship unless you go on a crazy run.
Right.
But at least you're getting a good education and you're getting what you want, which is playtime.
Right. And if your goal was to be part of a team that wins a national championship and your team wins, you were part of it.
Exactly.
Even if you weren't bowling. No one remembers who bowled. The kids that bowled remember. But outside, if you say, hey, I went to this school and they won a national championship, it's like, oh, that's awesome. And it's a great memory for the whole team.
The thing I think about the most is Brian Scalabrine whenever they won the finals, and he was like, you guys are going to talk about how I didn't play any minutes, but I'm getting a ring, and in 5 years I'm going to tell him I played. In 10 years I'm going to tell him I was the MVP, that I led the team in scoring, and then in 20 years I'm going to tell him I was the MVP. That's exactly my thought on it. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I would love for, and I think that kids nowadays have a lot better grasp on it, where they don't let egos get in the way. But I feel like when I was in college, there was a lot of like, I'm the best, I deserve to play, I am better than you, all this other stuff. And I feel like there's a lot better training from the coaching side of like, hey, we are a team, we work together, we work for this common goal. And if we can keep that in mind, then we're all going to leave happy no matter what happens. So I agree with you. Like, if you're number 9 or 10 on the team, it doesn't matter if you got to play or not. You helped win a national championship.
For sure, yeah.
Or you got to help win the tournament, because without those other people that are bowling ahead of you, without them thinking, wow, if I don't perform, this other person is going to take my spot. You're pushing them to be better. And I do believe that you should take pride in that.
100%. Yeah, and I think, I went to a big school, and I think sometimes big schools get bad reputations because they're big, and you hear like, oh, you'll be in a class with 500 other kids. It's like, yeah, you will your freshman year, and then the classes get smaller and smaller and smaller. So it's all about knowing yourself and what you want. So hopefully, if you're out there, I know we have, this is the time, May. We got kids graduating that have already decided, but the parents of the juniors, you can see the wheels start to, they're like, oh, that's me next year.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute. Like, I'm going to be graduating, or my kid's going to be graduating next year. So it's a cycle. Every year you have the new wave stepping in. So. But we did have a 232. Let me see our A bowler on. I think that was Lila Zelensky, shot 232. That looks like the top score there. I didn't see the other side.
Yeah, I think there's maybe one other 200 game.
Okay. Looks like the girls are struggling a little more now.
No, there was not another 200 game. Yes, and I think it's just a rev rate thing.
Yeah.
But I do think that because they're following the guys, right? If they were following only girls, I think their scores would be a little bit higher.
Yeah.
But they have the guys playing left of them, so there's
that choppiness.
Yeah, the little choppiness,
yeah.
especially for some of the girls that don't have a whole lot of rev rate.
Yeah, and then they take 2 steps left because they're like, oh, I just need to move a little bit. And they get in and they're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, and their ball might not hook, even though, like, and what's even crazier is like they may move left into even more hook because more of the guys are over there.
Right. So score watch, U18 girls currently is Alea Kerrigan is leading, plus 64. Anna Antony is second. Haley Barber. And then Trishna Desai, 29. But then, so the top 4 are plus, and then we dropped a minus.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the girls are, I would say, a little lower. Let's look at the boys. U18 boys, plus 153 for Ben Linares. And then everyone is plus. Let's look at this. Down to, top 11th. So, actually, there is some transition happening. Kai Struthers. I heard Kai had like the front 9 or something. There was a text. Let me look. Oh, I can do details. Let me look and see if I can.
278 the first,
Yeah,
or 277 the third game.
Okay, so we have some. Oh, game 4. I did miscalculate. We had 4. We're going into the last game.
Yep.
I'm a game behind everyone. Yeah, so we got solid bowling. So we got Ben Linares, Kai Struthers, and Tay Bernier rounding out the top 3. Now we give medals for each round. I love the SYC format because each round you get a medal, but then there's the overall tournament. So if you have a really rough short pattern for some reason,
you can still recover.
You reset, come in, bowl the medium pattern, and you could rocket your way back up pretty quickly. Let's look at U15 boys.
Yeah, I will say the thing that I noticed there, well, actually, the thing that I noticed first is there's 5 guys here that have bowled 200 every game.
Oh, yeah.
On the U18, there was only 4.
Oh, yeah. Tay had a 189 his first game. Yeah.
So, and then Cameron Bennett down here in 9th has had 200 every game. So I guess it's 5 and 5.
Yeah.
I miscounted here. Jonathan Duran with 200 every game. So like that tells me that they're managing the pair-to-pair pretty well, and there's no like huge deviations between the scores.
Yeah.
So it's easier to have an opportunity. And some of the kids that I talked to yesterday, whenever we were doing the little Q&A thing.
Yeah.
I think the best thing that these kids can do, because they're going all over the country, is take notes.
Yeah.
Take notes on the pairs, right? If we're bowling on 37 and 38 here, and 37 hooks more than 38, write it down, because there's a chance that you bowl on the pair again tomorrow or the next block or whatever. Like, I don't care if it's a different pattern. Like, it's a characteristic of a pair. And if you're bowling all of these games in all of these different centers all across the country, like, what if Junior Gold comes here next year? You already have information on the pairs. You have an advantage over your competition.
I think people underrate notebooks so much, and these kids have such a huge opportunity, like you said. Like, if you're bowling on the PBA Tour someday, and they come to Nutmeg, and you bowled here, and you're like going through your notes, and you're like, oh man, I bowled on 39 and 40.
Yeah.
And it had like a really weird track or whatever, like whatever it has, or the left lane hooks more, like whatever you notice, like take good notes too.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
and
if only.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, I wish I would have done that as a kid, even in college, because I traveled all over in college and just bowled regionals and bowled a bunch of tournaments. I wish I would have just done that. And now I'm like, when I go to a place that I've bowled in before, I'm kind of like reminiscing there for a minute. I'm like, yeah, I remember bowling on this pair, and I bowled 147, and it was just really frustrating, and I can't remember why.
Yeah.
And then I start, big four, wash out, big four, and I'm like, now I remember.
Yeah, here I am. Yeah. We kept really good notes in college. Our college coach was really big on that. But the second to last tournament of my senior year, I lost my notebook.
Oh.
And it was the most devastating thing. So the other thing I would say is, when you have a notebook like that, or electronic notebooks, like nowadays, just
your notes app in your phone.
Yeah, like totally. And you can search it, and But anyway, keep track of your notebooks.
Like, the person that I would love to, I would pay really good money for their notebook is, one, Sean Ryan. He takes excellent notes. But I would also pay for Chris Barnes's.
Oh.
Like,
yeah.
Could you imagine?
Now, does Ryan get that notebook?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I'll be bowling next to Ryan, and I'm like, hey, dude, how's it going? And he's like, Dad's notes say that this pair back in 2007 hooked 4 more. Now it hooks about 8 more. And we gotta update the hieroglyphs, because they don't put like, oh, this pair is 4 more. They put like some crazy wording so that way people can't read it.
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic! I had no idea.
Oh yeah.
Lucky Ryan.
I know.
You're like, dang. Yeah, Chris is a smart one.
Yeah. I'm like, Chris, man, you can't even let him struggle a little. Like, you got to give him all the info off a rip.
Come on, he's gonna be you.
He's like, I know. How do you think I'm gonna stay out here?
Great, that's funny. Speaking of which Chris Forey, who we're gonna have come and chat a little later today, but the PBA 50 tour, Chris has spent some time out there. That is fun to watch, because a lot of players we grew up watching are now out there bowling. Like, it's so cool. So if you're bored, I think they still have a few events this year. Yeah,
I think they're bowling the U.S. Open right now.
That's right. Yeah.
I watched for a game yesterday as I was just kind of walking around, and I think Pete Weber had the front 8, maybe 9, something like that, and I was just like, dude, I hope he bowls 300, because I know he's just going to do something Pete. Some kind of Pete reaction, and I want to see it one more time.
Yeah, they haven't changed, all of them out there. They're the same, and it's almost even more fun to watch them.
Yeah.
Because most of them are like, if I win, I win. It's cool.
And then when they do get excited, it's half as fast as it was.
Yeah. There's a long fist bump. Oh. And it was fun to watch them on TV.
Yeah.
I hope they do continue to get some TV for the PBA 50.
Yeah, and a lot of I feel like there's 2 different demographics where you still have the older generation that loves bowling and they
Yeah.
love the traditional style of bowling, and then you have the younger generation, and they're trying to figure out how to like grow bowling so that way they have a future, right?
Yeah.
And I do think that you could hit both demographics with like in a lot of I feel like there's a lot of drama with like the just like the normal tours
Yeah.
with all the urethane garbage
Yeah.
and whatever, right?
Yeah.
But the other two are like, yo, we just are happy to be here. Let's just experience it and have a good time.
Yeah.
And I think that makes for good TV as well
Yeah.
because the stress level is lower and they're able to be a little bit more free out there and be themselves and have a good time.
Right. That's the way it should be. Yeah. At that age. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Because like on the senior side, they're like,
Yeah.
we're good. We're gonna be alive for another 30 or 40 years.
Right.
We've set ourselves up. We're good, and we can just go out here and have a good time. And then the young kids are like, we have no bills. We have parents. We're good.
Yeah.
We can just
Yeah. You're pretty much in the worst place. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Just
Like I have bills. I have
a child on the
I
way.
have a child on the way.
Yeah. You're starting a whole new person's
Yeah.
life. Like, yeah, it's great. It's
Yep.
yeah. Yeah, it's great being mid-30s. I feel ya. I understand. Yeah, no, it's fun. And to that point too, like, and we say this to the kids a lot who, we talked about you don't know what you want to do when you grow up. Let's say you go to college and you have this awesome career. Like, I think of like a PJ Haggerty, right?
Yeah.
PJ has like a great life. He has awesome family, goes and bowls on the weekends, comes out and bowls on the national tour every once in a while, but he has a great job.
Yeah.
And, someday he might retire from said great job. And he might decide, yeah, I'm going to go full-time on the PBA 50 Tour.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys out there that have done that.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
Tom Hess had a whole career.
Mm-hmm.
He won on the national tour, but he never really was full-time. And now he's full-time out on the 50 Tour. So you never know. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I wish I had that. I wish I had that in my back pocket where I could just be like, you know what, I feel like bowling an event. It professional bowling being your only source of income, like
It's tough.
I feel very, very fortunate to have the physical capabilities to be able to do it,
Yeah.
and have been able to like perform well enough to keep it. But
And you coach too. Like,
a little bit,
right.
not as much.
Yeah.
But there was a while, for a few years there, it was literally like I would go and bowl, and once tour was done, I was done. Like
Yeah.
I did nothing.
Right.
I took care of the house for. I was a stay-at-home, husband basically.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
it was just one of those like I want to have something else, and now I'm like I'm gonna run a shop or I'm gonna run a bowling center, and that's really my only options. I think Mr. Forey might be joining the booth here shortly.
Sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
We heard Buddies has it on in the shop. He was giving
yeah.
giving you a little crowd there. I like it.
As he should.
All right, Chris. We're gonna take another short break. I know we have bowlers. I'm gonna leave the bowling on. We're gonna mute. And I'm gonna let you.
Yeah, I think
say hello to some people and.
I'm gonna go snag some lunch and
fuel up.
do my little mayor walk.
Ooh, nice.
Back here in the concourse, look like I'm doing something. Yeah.
Wave down.
I
You
don't.
are doing something. You are. We really thank you for being here this weekend. I mean, you have a lot going on, especially, bringing a new life into the world.
Yeah.
So, and everyone at home, like, Chris is volunteering his time to be here, so we appreciate it.
Yeah, and I don't mind, sitting in the booth and talking and all that. I feel a little bit in the way whenever. See, like, there's some of the kids waving at me over here, but like I feel like I'm interrupting their competition. Like if I was bowling, I'd be like, I don't care who you are, don't come talk to me. So I just
they
stand
do
in
get focused.
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
Right.
Like I would feel upset if, Belmo came over while I was bowling and started trying to have a conversation with me, like, "Yeah, how's it going, man?" Like, dude, leave me alone. I'm trying to work.
Right, yeah.
So I'd pretty much just chill in the back, and I talk to the parents. And,
Yeah. Well, they appreciate. Sometimes the parents need a sounding board
Yeah,
too. Every
yeah.
once in a while, we used to joke. We're like, oh, we need to have like a parents area where there might be like a punching bag or something in there, just so they can go in and like let some steam out. Like it's tough to be on that side too.
Yeah.
Like kids, be nice to your parents.
Yeah, absolutely, because they're not in like from the parent side of it, like they have no control of what's happening.
Yeah.
And they just want their kid to succeed and have a good time. So when that's not happening, they're like in fix it mode, but there's not really anything that they can do to fix it.
You're along for the ride.
Yeah. Yeah. It's more about managing the emotions and trying to make sure that when they leave here, they're at least wanting to come back.
Yes,
So
that's the key.
Yep.
All right, Chris, we'll have you back in later. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Absolutely.
We will be right back.
See you.
All right, we're back. Gonna introduce some bowlers. So on the pair we are watching, 37-38, we have Gianna Pizzamenti, Isabella Dixon, Kylie Apasano, Nora Jewell, Elia Dent, and Madison Gradowski. And then on 39 and 40, we have Lindsay Smorkovsky, Evan Dallinger, Elizabeth Shin, Mia Liederman, Sarah Augustus, and Danielle Martka. So I apologize if I butchered any names. Gonna go look for some bios to help me pronounce the ones I did butcher. Apologies. So Isabella Dixon, she is from Hershey. Ah, Isabella, I want to come visit you.
The home of Chocolate World, Hershey
Yes.
Park.
She bowls at ABC North Lanes, or her favorite practice bowling center is ABC North Lanes. 14 years old. She placed 11th at her first junior gold ever. She plays the piano and guitar, and she wants to say hello to her friends that could not make it to this tournament from back home. What's up, Mike?
How are you?
Oh, we were just chatting with Chris Prather for a couple games. I thought it was game 3, and it was actually game 4. It's been going great over here.
Nice. Well, this is from a scorekeeper's perspective. This is one of the high-scoring shorts we've ever had.
Yeah,
Like,
right?
Ever.
Well, it is a schmedium, we decided.
Yes, it is totally medium. But the center is giving up scores. The left is good. The right is playable. Yes.
Okay, so Kylie. I had to look up her name, and thank goodness she helped me pronounce it. I'm going to get this name.
'Kay.
I've gotten some of the hard names down, but it's Opedasano.
Yes,
Kylie Opedasano. Well, I just butchered it at 5 minutes ago. Where were you at 5 minutes ago?
I'm usually your dialect coach, so
I know. I struggle with it. Like, man. Kylie's from Trumbull, Connecticut.
Yep.
She bowls here,
Yep.
14 years old. She made the developmental team USA for 2025. Oh, my goodness.
hi.
2025-2026 season. She likes painting during the holiday season, and she sells custom paintings. Ooh, I want to buy one. Kylie, show me.
Yep.
And wants to say hello to Nana and Grandma.
Very nice.
And apparently, I need to not speak anymore.
Well, you need more caffeine.
Yeah.
More,
It's almost
more.
time for lunch. I'm with the kids. I'm ready.
Oh yeah, I was just keeping score in front of the snack bar, and I smelled garlic, and I'm like, I think I'm hungry.
Yeah.
So, but the scores are very high for our short medium pattern. The most impressive is the U18 boys, where the top 24 players are all plus after 4 games.
Amazing.
Which
Yeah,
is-
amazing. I can't remember one like that.
Nope. And Ben Linares is out ahead a little bit. He's 153 over for 4, but from 6th place to 16th place is only about 40 pins. So let's just say the scores are out there to be had,
No
and
kidding.
this is one of the highest shorts ever, which is good because that'll give us time to get the lanes oiled
Yeah.
for the medium pattern, and
We like it. We like and the families get to, lots of hotels were a little far away this trip, so they can maybe even take a trek back to the hotel and get changed or whatever they need to do.
and there are usually outfit changes between the morning block and the afternoon block.
There are. So Madison here, she is from North Versailles, bowls at Nesbitt Lanes. She's 15 years old, first SYC.
Okay,
She made it to the high school states as a freshman.
nice.
She's one of the top ranked freshmen in Western PA. She's also good at dance and swimming, and she wants to say hello to her dog and 3 cats. Hi, animals at home.
Cats and dogs.
We do love saying hello to those folks at home too.
Yep, pet people. They are our people.
That was a good shot by Isabella. Just didn't get it to go.
On the U15 boys side, your leader right now at 162 over is Tyler Anderson, 224, 256, 245, 237.
Wow.
And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. The U15 boys are now on par with the U18 boys.
They are.
It's
Yep.
pretty impressive. You could merge the two and have a competitive field.
All right, Miss Gianna here is wearing the new tour jersey of the year. You can't see it. Her hair is so pretty, so long, but you'll see it when she turns around. She's from Staten Island, 14 years old, first SYC. So we have a lot of first-timers bowling with Kylie this weekend.
I'm impressed.
One bowling achievement she's really proud of is she shot a 276 game with the front 9. It was really exciting because she never got that far before, but she was nervous, still tried to stay focused. The game made her feel more confident in herself and showed her that practicing and working hard can really pay off.
Absolutely.
She loves to read, which I love this right now because I don't know about you, Mike,
Yeah.
but I've been seeing this national literacy rate stat that they keep putting in front of us, and kids are not reading. So thank you, Gianna, for raising the literacy rate. But she enjoys finding books, keep her interested in learning new things. Reading helps her relax and focus, which helps her in bowling too.
Nice.
Wants to say hello to Uncle Dennis for helping support her and help her become a better bowler. So, very nice.
Yeah.
I like Gianna.
Very cool. Very, very cool.
Another first timer, Nora Jewell, New Milford, Connecticut. She's wearing those cool Connecticut jerseys with
Yeah.
the sailboat. I like
Those are neat.
those. She's 12 years old. She made her very first junior gold this year, so she's excited to go and try that out. She is part of a 14U travel softball team, and she plays the catcher and second base.
Nice.
More dogs. Hi to
Nice.
dogs, Maggie and Riley. Now, Nora, you'll have to tell Leanne that you have a dog named Riley because she also has a dog named Riley.
Yep.
And you'll have to compare Riley's stories because her Riley is a little rambunctious.
Oh, her Riley's awesome. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Well, I have a rambunctious dog. I just know what my dog and her dog do together, and it's craziness.
Gotta wear y'all out, though.
It's a puppy party,
Too much energy going on.
literally. We got 2 high-energy dogs by accident. Well, not by accident, but yeah.
Right dogs for the right family. It's okay.
Yeah. Let's see if Miss Alea filled out a bio too. Oh, I think I'm supposed Elia. Sorry, Elia. Elia didn't. She's from Hagerstown. First SYC.
Nice.
She has bowled a 300.
Nice.
Bowls at Nellie Fox.
Yep.
She says she's funny and she likes drinking matcha. I
Very
like
cool.
it.
Okay. Very nice.
And wants to say hello to her grandmother. So hi, Grandma, if you're watching. So we want to thank again Nutmeg Bowl and Buddy's Pro Shop. Buddy's, they're going to come in and chat. Chris Forey's going to come in and chat later this afternoon. They added funds to the scholarship fund this weekend.
Oh, wow. Very nice.
So we really appreciate them. They're a huge reason we're here. And if you're in the area, visit Buddy's. And honestly, from anywhere. We have a Buddy's commercial that we'll play. And they have a really great system for learning about the bowler and learning your specs. So don't be afraid if you don't live here. They offer pro shops skills around the world, really.
Yep, they are one of the top online sites. So
It's pretty cool.
it is.
And Chris has a great team here.
Sure does.
I'll tell you what, if I was a league bowler, I would want to bowl at Nutmeg. It is a cool house, and
Yes.
it's very. We walked in; it's clean. Yeah, it's awesome here.
Yeah, I like the location. I like the other businesses around it too. So it's not out in the middle of
Right?
a field or anything. It's really cool.
Yeah. I think the girls are ready to be done with the short pattern.
Yes.
It transitioned a little harder for them, I would argue.
Yeah, it went away from them just a little bit.
And it's always tough when you have a little lower rev rate than some of the two-handed boys, which
And you're following the U18 boys
Yeah.
and the U15 boys.
yeah, so you think you're moving a little left, and then you have to take a giant jump because you forget that the guys have been there since game one.
Already
So
chewed up that part of the lane.
yeah, you're
And
like,
then they got to go to a stronger ball, and then
yeah.
it's a little bit of a catch-22, but
Well, and then I mean, I'm sure you've seen this, but Chris Prather is familiar with the center. He was talking about that the track is really burnt here.
yes.
So what happens is the girls will be throwing it towards the track. The ball will burn up in the track, and then it'll wash out, and so they get confused.
Yeah, one of the issues that we always look at when you come into a bowling center that you've never been before, especially if you're going to be in like junior gold, is look where the pro shop is, because very often new balls get drilled and to the lanes right in front of the pro shop. So fresh covers, maybe some dust, who knows? And those lanes usually have a little more friction in the fronts, just because of the business that's in the building. So.
Agreed.
So whenever I was bowling tournaments and I was in a center for the first time, or even when I was coaching in college, first thing I did was walk the center and just, look for, where is the pro shop? Is there anything special going on with the atmosphere? Is, just to see.
For sure. Look at who's that over there? Let me look. We missed someone.
Yeah,
See, this is what happens. You want us not to talk about you because then you'll bowl good because I can't jinx you. All right, Evan. Or Evian. I think it's Evian. Evian up on 40.
Yep.
Yep,
Nice.
see, I jinxed her. But still a great game.
Yeah, nice finish. 229.
229. Yeah, so somehow our pairs got off. We have one pair that's like finishing
Yes.
and one pair that's halfway done. So we're going to stay with you for a little longer.
Yep,
but we'll
the
give you
pairs
some.
down on the lower end are already done. Some of them are, so they're going to start oiling for the next squad. But it's only 12:04. We're about 25 minutes ahead of schedule, which is a great thing.
I'm all in. Let's go. More time for the kids to relax and reset. It's good news for
Change outfits.
them. Yeah. A little wardrobe change.
Even the boys are doing wardrobe changes now between blocks.
Well, they have all these cool jerseys they have to show off, Mike.
I know. I'm behind on my jersey game. Of course,
I'm way behind.
This weekend, I'm way behind because I left my two staff jerseys for SYC, or I put them in the dryer to freshen them up, just before I put them in my bag, and I was already halfway here when I realized they were still in my dryer.
Well, I missed one tournament, and apparently we changed the order of our jerseys. Is the Mountain Tee today, or Mountain Jersey today?
Mountain Jersey is today because it has our names on them. Except
oh,
for mine.
I've saved mine for tomorrow.
And then tomorrow is Ohio State.
Well, I didn't even bring that jersey. I'm all right.
Hi, welcome to Lack of Communication 101.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I missed 2 SYCs and I bring the wrong jerseys.
Yeah, we've decided that the Mountain Jersey is the opener. You're good.
Okay.
Mountain Jersey is the opener, and the Ohio State jersey is the follow.
All right, I'll be ready for Green Bay.
Because Leanne said she really likes the Ohio State jersey. And
yes.
I'm okay with the colors on it. It's almost Maryland colors.
Yes.
So, yes, we are Mountain and then Ohio State.
I brought the beach jersey.
Oh, yeah, the beach jersey's only for Myrtle Beach now.
Man, you missed so much.
I know.
I guess I should have asked last night. We were watching Jeopardy last night. I should have asked, hey, what jersey are we wearing tomorrow? Oh, well.
Yeah.
See, Nora and Elia got the right jersey memo. They're doing sailboats today.
Cool.
All right, Kylie here. Kylie's gotten some ball speed since the last time I saw her.
Yeah, growth spurts are a good thing. You can get longer arms and longer legs, which allows you to create a longer swing and more energy. Yeah.
Good leverage in the line, too.
That was a good shot.
Just to the left, you can see Alyssa Randisi over there. I can't see her score, but...
Not doing well.
Oh, okay.
She's going to punch out for 150. But
oh, wow.
She's 100 over going into this game. So, if I remember correctly, U15 girls. Yeah, she was 155 over going into this game. But like you said, this pattern gotten a little bit rough for the girls in game 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Daisy Newton, who's in second, just shot 161. So coming back to the field a little bit. Leah Dent, who's in third, is on our pair here, and she's not having the best time either. So.
Yeah, the good news is that we're gonna re-oil.
Yes.
Girls, if you're struggling now, don't
worry.
fear.
More oil and a longer pattern is coming.
Yeah.
Let's take a look, sneak preview of the medium pattern.
All right.
It's 3 feet longer.
Excellent.
It is 3.53 to 1, which is very close to the short in regards to ratio. 29.5 mil, so it's just a little bit longer, just a little bit more oil. The shape is pretty close. I'm going to lay them on top of each other. It's just a little more narrow once you get about 25 feet down the lane. So this could be a high-scoring afternoon as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think the long pattern, if played right, I think the kids will. I don't know what they're going to be doing. They're going to be very far left.
Yes.
But it'll be interesting.
It'll be interesting, but yes. Yeah, 9, 10, 12, 11, 13, 15. Yeah, they're going to be in between second and third arrow. They will be in. Playing the inside.
I think we're going to have some gourmet lunch at Nutmeg Bowl. So
are we? Yes.
shout out to Nutmeg.
Yes. Snack bar here at Nutmeg. Like I said, I was.
It smells good.
Oh, I was doing scores down there, and I'm like, I smell garlic.
The breakfast cuisine looked great for parents that are listening. If you missed breakfast today.
And shout out to our little party last night out in the parking lot. That pizza was
so
really
awesome.
good.
Yeah, thanks to the Fories for helping us.
Yes,
Janine and Chris.
And I had my first dirty soda. So
That was your first one?
I had a cherry cola latte. Yeah, that was my first time ever.
Oh, all right.
That hasn't really hit the Middle Atlantic yet.
I know, we forget. Like, the Utah is the home of dirty sodas. So now that they're spreading everywhere, people are like, you know about dirty sodas? And I'm like, yeah,
Okay.
we've been doing that for a while. I mean, we still have soda fountains, Mike. We have, like,
old style fountains.
Well,
I mean, I have soda
it's not
fountain in
old
my bowling
style,
center,
but like the swig and fizz thing, I don't think is made at East either.
no. Ooh.
Yeah, literally, we have stores that you go to, and they only serve soda combinations. So it's like ice cream floats or flavored sodas, and that's
Gotcha.
all you can buy there.
Okay, because Red Robin's heading that direction, and so is McDonald's now.
Yeah.
They just announced like this week McDonald's is starting to do that.
Yeah,
but,
you're welcome. Utah started that.
But I do like, if I go to Red Robin, they have the limeade and the raspberry limeade, the strawberry limeade, and those.
Yeah.
And free refills.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Nice shot.
That was a great shot.
I think we're on the possibly last pair to be finished. You get to open the show and literally close the show.
Oh, I'm here for everyone.
I'm telling you.
I still have my squishy peanut, in case anyone's wondering. If you were not here at the beginning, someone left a squishy peanut on the live stream booth.
Yep.
And we've adopted it.
Yes, we are racing lanes 51 and 52 to be the last pair done.
He's still looking for a name, though, everyone. If you have a name for our peanut.
Yes, our squishy peanut needs a name.
Good spare by Kylie.
Nicely
That's a cool
done.
spare ball. That teal spare ball is very cool.
A teal spare ball looks really great going down the lane. So is the teal ice.
Yeah. Yep.
Both of those great colors.
I like the
Unmistakable. Hold. Bang. Wow.
That was nice.
Golf clap. 175 in the eighth.
She's high on the pair by far.
Oh, yeah.
That is our friend.
Thank you.
I lost her. That's our friend Isabella Dixon from Hershey.
Okay. This was handed a sheet. Mr. Tyler Foley, 263, 193, 219, 246, 179. Nice little block there.
That is a good
That may be
finish.
in U12. I'll put it in bowl metrics. Make sure it's in bowl metrics. Oh, nope, it is not. We're going to get this updated right now. Once again, our friends at Bowl Metrics make this so easy. We had a new bowler, and I was talking to their parent, and they were asking questions about why I was climbing all over bags and going to write scores down. And I showed her bowl metrics, and she was like amazed. And I was like, "Yeah, you don't have to wait for 20 minutes for a spreadsheet to come out. You can just we punch it right in, and it instantly updates. It's so easy. Parents can watch it. You can be sitting at home and watch bowling."
I love that. I love Bull Metrics. We're a fan. Ted, shout out to. We have two technologies that we work with. We have the Bull Metrics and we have Pinwheel. Pinwheel helps us register the kids. So yes, we know registration day can be stressful, but over the years we have evolved it. So some of the families that have been with us a long time remember how difficult it was early on, and Pinwheel has changed that. And then Bull Metrics, we've been with them for years, and that changed the game too. Just from this, we used to do the spreadsheets and the balancing them, checking scores, writing down scores, and now it's like you said, it's just easy. And both of those services are available to the bowling community. So they know bowling. They work with us directly. Like if you're looking for a company that when you're having an issue, you can pick up the phone and call them. Those two companies we highly recommend. So yeah, Pinwheel and Bull Metrics.
Nice shot. Leah Dent making a comeback. She can actually get a 200 out of this. She was struggling earlier in the game.
Yeah, she did turn it around here.
And
we'll watch Isabella.
With both Alyssa Randisi and Daisy Newton not having such a great fifth game, a nice 200 even or a 201 will put you in great shape. Nice shot, and didn't trip the four. Okay, still, she's going to shoot 190.
Good shot.
Another great shot.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, where was Isabella at? Let me look. I know we are importing scores, but U18 girls.
Oh. All right.
I think we're going to end. Oh, no, I still have time. Is she? Wow, she's U15. I would not have. That these girls are so good. So Isabella Dixon, she bowled 222, 203, 153, 171, and this is going to be well into the 200. She was sixth going into this game.
Yeah, she can punch here for 235. Yeah.
Trying to figure out if the kids are making a live stream.
I'm going to be on the live stream.
That is an important.
It is. I should have asked him if he had done his bio.
You should.
I know I'm bad scorekeeping.
It's all right. He's under 18, so that was awesome. Good game by Isabella.
Nice finish.
I started looking in U18 girls. I thought she was in U18. She's U15.
Nice.
Super solid.
Yep.
Oh, we're saying hi to Lydia. Is that Lydia Gordon? Oh, we're saying hi to Lydia Gordon.
Very
Hi,
nice.
Lydia Gordon. Lydia had a injury. I think she tore her ACL, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure
Oh,
did.
so
Brutal.
sorry, Lydia. We miss you. She'll be back. Kylie's gonna finish us off. We didn't see the U18. Oh, we did see a couple of pairs of U18 girls, maybe. I don't know if they were U15 or U18, but we'll probably hit some more U18 girls in the afternoon if you're waiting for them.
Yeah, I think you're going to start with the U12 and U15 girls, but you'll get them.
Okay. I know Alea Kerrigan bowled really, really well today.
Yes, she did.
So it'll be a tough race all weekend.
Yeah, this is you can't take your foot off the gas pedal right now. If the scoring remains the same, this is going to be a pretty stout event.
Good shot.
Hold. Chris was right. The heads literally grabbed Kylie's ball.
Yeah.
Her ball was hooking like a foot
I
past
know.
the
I only
arrow.
saw off her hand. Good shot off the hand.
Oh, it was great off her hand.
Yeah. All right, folks. That concludes round number 1. We'll be back at 2:30 Eastern time for round number 2. And until then, stay tuned to Bull Metrics to see the final score, and we'll be back.
Scores are posting as we speak.
You've been watching the 2026 SYC Connecticut. The SYC Connecticut would not be possible without the generous donations from our sponsors: Storm Bowling, Cool Wick, PBA Junior, KEGEL, Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Shoes, Ray's Eyewear, Ballard's Bowling Academy, Master Industries, Quality Respite and Home Care, and by TD Transportation. Special thanks to the official scoring system of the Storm Youth Championships, Bull Metrics. The preceding was produced exclusively by Storm Bowling. For more information on upcoming events and more, please visit stormbowling.com. Once again, thanks for watching.